16 and the Tacoma Dome. Geico in Seattle is expanding. They need great people like you to join their team. If you are looking for endless growth opportunities and the ability to make an impact every day, then Geico is the career for you. Apply today, geico.jobs/Seattle. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by NHLSeattle.com. It's going to be another sunny one today. Highs in the low 50s and clear skies. The rain's going to be coming in tomorrow, but things are looking up for this weekend. We've had sun and the warmest temperatures we've seen this year. Congrats, Seattle, for showing we're NHL ready. We're now another step closer to bringing the greatest live sport on the planet back to Seattle. Join NHL Seattle's season ticket waiting list at NHLSeattle.com and be part of Seattle sports history. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
I'm too short. This is bad. It is 5:47. I'm Danny Bonaducci. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Hey, that's not correct.
Can I just tell you that's one of my least favorite jokes? And it's mostly I blame Paul. I don't even hate you. But it's because I believe him every time. I don't know how that's possible. I'm a relatively bright guy. When Paul looks at me and goes, oh, yeah, well, when I'm leaving, have a good weekend. And I go, thanks, man.
And do you blame me even when she does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's your thing.
Yeah.
I don't even think I started it. I might be the best at it, but I don't think I started
Let's say I had relations with Sarah.
Yeah.
I walk away with a screaming case of herpes.
Yeah.
Before that day, she was herpes free, but you had relationships with her, and you gave her herpes, which now you've given to me. You weren't even in the room when she gave me herpes, but I blame you.
Well, I'm really sorry about
Is
that,
everybody
Danny.
clear on
This
that?
took a weird turn.
Do you are you wearing headphones so you know what this show is? Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Did they not let you on the rides at Disneyland?
You have to be 40 inches, by the way. I think they did that, but I trounced 40 inches. No, over a year ago, I bought a basketball, and I keep meaning to go up to the school 100 yards from my house, maybe. And after school and on weekends, you can just go up there and use their facilities. I taught my son how to ride a bicycle up there. Then found out later he totally knew how to ride a bike. And he wasn't doing it to make me feel like a good dad who teaches his son how to ride a bicycle. It's a thing he does. And I don't know if he's crazy or a pain or a crazy pain. But like we were in the car and I said, hey, man, we should go have a lobster. They're on sale or wherever. And he goes, oh, I'd like that. I've never had a lobster. And oh, that's great. And Amy went, I watched you eat 3 lobsters at my sister's wedding. Same thing with the bike. I don't really know how to ride a bike, Dad. Well, that's my fault, son. Let me teach you how to ride a bike. We'll go up to school up the street and I'll teach you how to ride a bike. And then we're out riding bike. And then I guess it was at Christmas, I said something about teaching my son how to ride a bike. And my sister said, you know, your son and my husband rode 40 miles to Camp Pendleton in San Diego. What? So I don't know if he's crazy and forgets stuff like that, or
You'd think you would remember that you know how to ride a bike, especially after you competed in a bike race.
I would think you know more that you ate lobsters. He's a young man. They look crazy. And people call them bugs. You'd think, I ate one of those. That's very weird. So anyway, I bought this basketball at least a year ago, and I was just going to go up, and I know what's going to happen. I've tried to shoot hoops by myself, never with anybody, never a game, but I've tried to shoot hoops on my own, and I know how often it's going to go in and how often it's not and how much I'll be running. Oh, and by the way, they have one basketball court that is a bright circle of plastic, like a bucket. And all you have to do is get it into the big bucket. It's as big as a rain barrel.
Yeah.
And it will shoot out one of 3 things, and if you can just shoot it in, and it sends the ball back to you.
Oh, yeah. Is this an elementary school?
Yeah, it is. It's an elementary school. So
is this something you want to do for exercise,
yeah,
or you want to
heart
learn?
rate. Yeah, no, I don't want to.
You don't want to like
I know.
join a
Here are
league.
all the particulars to playing basketball. You get the ball in that hoop.
You hit the
Boom,
ball and
done.
then you're
Correct,
doing it.
Yeah, I got it. So I'm sitting there and I'm playing around, and there's a kid playing by himself, and I said, "Hey, kid, want to play? I'll play you."
And he said, stranger danger, stranger danger.
I worried about that, but I was far enough away, and his dad was somewhere. I'd seen his dad wave to him. And he goes, okay. And he wanted to play a game. And he said something like, check it.
Oh, yeah. Check it. So
there'll be no.
he throws it to you, you throw it back to him,
Yeah,
and then
that
he can
seems
go
like
and
a
bounce.
stupid waste of time. We're supposed to be playing basketball, getting the ball through the hoop. I know. Did you hear my directions ever say throw it back? That's stupid. So I told that to the kid who looked at me. He's funny. And I said, do you know how to play horse? And he said, no, I'm sorry. I said, do you know how to spell horse? And he said, yeah. Had it totally right. Could have been my kid, man. He sounded just like. And I said, okay, let's play horse. And I thought, well, I'll just kill this kid. I mean, I know that I'm not good, but he's 3 feet tall. He could not ride the rides at Disneyland.
How old do you think he is? Like 10 or 4?
Oh no, he's not 10. He's 7 or 8.
Okay.
He's a child.
Yeah,
He's a little child. So he goes way too far away from the basket to go for H, and he doesn't make it all the way to the basket. And I tell him, I grab the ball. It's my turn. I said, you need to get closer to the basket. You can't, this ball's heavy. You should just like a couple of pounds. So he looks at me like, shut up, old dude. I know what I'm doing. And so I take the second shot and I make it to you, little child.
Did you say that to him? You did, didn't you?
Right in his face. Then I wiped him off with my sleeve. It's pretty gross. So anyway, the beginning of this little story is I can't afford this. I'm too short. And that's because I feel like half the man I was yesterday. I'm half the man I used to be. That's a song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it was written about me in advance of my life playing.
What happened?
He kicked my ass.
He beat you?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was slow playing you on that first one. He's a shark.
I'm not sure. I thought he was sandbagging too.
Did you lose money?
But here's the thing: after if you bet with a 7-year-old and daddy doesn't find you funny, that's an it. Blah, 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 blah.
Your kid, come over here and take my money.
So the reason I believe he was not sandbagging is I said, try this. And I put the ball in both hands and I went down to my knees and did that thing. Am I
The
describing
granny
that well?
shot.
The granny shot? That's
Yeah.
what it is? All right. So I said, you should try this. And he looked at me like I was stupid and old, which apparently I am. And he did that and he got it. And the next thing I
nice.
know, I got killed in a horse.
But you know that you're a great basketball coach now.
That's what I said to the kid. The kid was an ass, to be honest with you, 7-year-old ass, because he wasn't giving me anything. I said that. I said, well, you only won because I'm the world's greatest coach, and he just walked off. He didn't even say anything smart or anything anyway. So yesterday we had a meeting with our bosses, and we go into this big thing with 100 uncomfortable wooden chairs, and on 20 of them, there's a custom pillow.
You know your microphone's on, right?
that says,
Let's see where this is going.
Oh, I know where this is going.
says iHeartRadio on it. It's kind of cute. It kind of looks like a sick child made it, but it doesn't look like it was made in a factory. Like somebody's mom made it and gave it to the station.
Yeah, were those new for the meeting, or had they been there the whole time and I just
I've never
missed
seen
them?
them before.
Yeah, I think they were
When
new.
was the last time you were in there?
Last week?
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you've been in there before.
Oh, no, I've been in there before.
But normally they have couches in there.
I think that they're on the couch. I think they're on every couch. And when
Probably.
they take out the couches, they're on some of the chairs.
Yeah, they're just more noticeable on
By the
chairs.
way, wasn't that comfortable when you sit on that pillow or put it on? Whatever you do with the pillow doesn't make anything better about being at a meeting.
It was not comfortable.
It's a nice booster so you can see over the tall guy in
Right?
front of you.
Yes,
not
Scott
at all.
Vanderpool,
Did
sit
you?
down.
Oh my God, the guy in front of me, it's Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Serious, but I even told him.
He is tall.
I
Yeah,
said,
he's
you're
a
the
big guy.
wrong guy to sit behind. And then he got all like, oh, because I guess he gets that. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry, I can move. So anyway, the meeting, I felt, went on a little longer than it had to. And I
Yeah.
got places to go and things to do, meaning sit on the couch and watch TV.
With your own pillow at home.
Well, I don't have enough pillows. And that's what I decided, that they would pay for my time in the form of a pillow.
You didn't take that.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You took that with you?
Yeah. And what I did, I even looked at Sarah, and it's on, I'm going, psst, hey, look at this.
I saw her saying, no, don't do it,
Yeah.
don't do it. I thought you listened to the voice
So
of reason.
it's on my lap, and I was wearing that Adidas sweat
Warm-up
top.
jacket.
Yeah, warm-up jacket. And I wrapped it up in there. And then I run into like one of the head guys. He's so a head guy, he doesn't even work in this building. He works like some other state that's better than our state, apparently.
Yeah, New York
And-
City, probably.
Yeah, and I said, he said something to me like, "How you enjoying the meeting?" Which I thought was stupid. Not the meeting, the question.
Yeah.
Of course you enjoyed the meeting.
Right, yeah,
So,
it's
but I
great.
had wrapped the pillow in my shirt, and I thought you can see this from at least 4 of the 5 angles
Why is your
possible.
warm-up jacket square?
And then he looked right down at it. So then I asked 2 people, and I asked Spike O'Neill. I said, "Hey man, give me the once over." And he goes, "What?" And I said, "Look me up and down." And he said, "What?" I said, "Will you just do this?" He said, "Okay." And he goes, he looked me up, and I said, "Am I okay?" And he goes, "What? Yeah, you don't have any spinach in your teeth or anything like that." And I showed him the pillow. He goes, "You stole the pillow." Like, how big of a deal is this? Am I in trouble?
News is brought to you by Car Toys. A 71-year-old woman was shot and pistol whipped yesterday in South Seattle after two men followed her husband into their home. Police said this happened about 4 in the afternoon. Two men approached the woman's husband as he was working in the front yard. They asked him for money, followed him inside the house, fought with him and his wife. One shot was fired. The woman was shot in the shoulder and taken to Harborview in serious but stable condition. The two men ran off, and police say if you have any information about these two suspects to contact authorities.
I have some information. It is that these guys are really bad.
Yeah.
That lady, I believe she was 71 years old, shot her and decided, I don't know, either just for fun or because she was still a threat, then beat her in the head with a 9mm,
Right.
from what I heard. I mean, I don't know that I could bring myself to do such a thing.
Bad
and I'm
person.
a terrible person.
A man who said he was on a jihad to avenge U.S. policy in the Middle East made a surprise guilty plea yesterday to killing a college student in New Jersey and then confessed to killing 3 other people in Washington state. This is a crime binge that took investigators weeks to connect, opposite coasts. Ali Muhammad Brown is a 34-year-old former Seattle resident. He admitted to shooting 19-year-old Brendan Tevlin as he sat at a traffic light. He then took responsibility for fatally shooting Dwayne Anderson Young and Ahmed Saad in Seattle. That's after they left a gay nightclub. And he also admitted to the deadly shooting of Leroy Henderson, a 30-year-old from Skyway. He killed them because he believed they were gay. And then things got even more bizarre. He thought he was fighting jihad.
What does that mean? I know what fighting jihad means.
Well, when he then left, went over and killed somebody in New Jersey, and he said, I made a mistake. I thought I was fighting jihad.
Oh, so he believed that he was doing this for some religious purpose, and now he thinks that was foolish.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What
it's
it
all a
was,
little
right?
crazy,
Super
but yes.
weird, yeah. I wonder how those jihadists do in jail. Like, there's a hierarchy in jail.
Yeah.
Like child molesters, wife beaters, things like that. They do very poorly in jail. I wonder where jihadists fall.
I would not know.
I wonder if they have to keep them in solitary.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're the most popular
No.
prisoner.
It's not often you see a one-painting exhibition in an art museum, but that's what is happening, and it is headed to Seattle. Jean-Michel Basquiat's Untitled is the most expensive paid at auction for a U.S.-produced artwork.
And he didn't even bother to come up with a name for it. Artists are getting lazy.
Yeah.
$110.5 million. As I said, the highest ever paid for U.S.-produced artwork.
And I'd like to go on record, a quick art critique, if you will. It's terrible. I don't even know what it is. Like, make it look like something.
Yeah. Do those dogs playing poker. That thing's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looks just like dogs playing poker.
Right.
Shows me you're a good artist.
Yeah, it's an unusual piece of artwork. It's not to my taste, but it's still a Basquiat. It's owned by a man who is a fashion entrepreneur. They also say he is a tech tycoon and a rock musician. His name is Yasuka Maezawa. And he said it's going to a museum in his hometown of Chiba, Japan, but he is going to exhibit it here first.
Wow.
So it is headed to Seattle. It'll be at SAM through May 13th, beginning on March 21st.
You know, my kid is named after him.
He is?
Count Dante Jean-Michel.
Oh.
Valentino Bonadici.
But you don't like his art.
No, not at all.
Did your wife?
No, I don't know. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I've been drinking.
Jean-Michel is a common name in France, so you could find, you could probably find another one.
No, I'm cool. He's also named after Valentino and Count Chocula. So I think he'll be all right.
Somewhere in there is something that's your favorite.
Yeah, but I'm not sure which.
I'd forgotten until this story arose that he was a sad member of the 27 Club.
Yes.
27 when he died.
Yeah. Heroin addict.
Yep.
He wasn't failed painting because Andy Warhol picked him up essentially on the street and brought him in.
And Target said they are going to be raising their minimum starting pay for workers the second time in less than a year. They said they're, as a result of raising the minimum wage for their employees. They have seen a better and bigger pool of candidates, so they're seeing a better result. They've decided to raise it again. It had been, obviously this varies state by state, but they were paying more than most states' minimum wage. They had raised it to $12 per hour.
Wow.
And they said they will start again with a raise of $15 an hour.
$15 an hour. You wouldn't have a glamorous life, but I think you could live, especially if your husband or wife was also working and making $15 an hour. It's not terrible.
Yeah, or if you are putting yourself through high school and college, it's better than what minimum wage is in a lot of states.
They were talking, there's commercials on for be a bus driver, I think for the city, maybe the schools, I'm not sure which. But then they go earn up to $29 an hour. And I'm thinking, I could do that right after work. I could pick up kids $29 an hour. I don't have a ticket. As an adult, I don't have a single ticket. I bet I could get that job.
Yeah, I don't know what the regulations are. I don't think you need a CDL.
No, I don't think so either. The
I
tough
think-
thing for a school district is it's a split shift, and it's only a couple hours in the morning, couple hours in the afternoon.
Well, he's not going to do the morning, Paul.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
on
he
the-
has
I'm on
to,
the
so
radio.
who's going to drive him in the morning?
I don't care. They're little bastards.
You kids figure it out on your own in the
Yeah,
morning.
get to
Uncle
school.
Dan will pick you up
I'll
on
pick
the
you
way
up.
home.
I know Spike. You guys can split the split shift.
Oh, yeah.
Spike will drive the kids in the morning, and Danny will drive the kids in the
I'll bet
afternoon.
Spike
and
has
Paul
a
will walk
terrible
them both.
driving record.
And Spike's beard is not allowed anywhere near children or schools, I'm sure of it.
A New Jersey Transit crewman has been suspended without pay after he made an unusual announcement during the morning rush hour train. This was going from New Jersey to New York City, and he announced ICE agents are about to get on board. Well, people panicked. And
Well, not everybody. If you made that announcement in this room, I don't think anybody's going to scatter.
You never know. Maybe Paul's running for the hills. He's going to get sent back to Denmark.
Why am I afraid of ICE agents?
Because you're going to have to get sent back to Denmark.
All right. I actually wouldn't mind that. I'd like to go
Denmark's
back to Denmark.
It's not a real country, but it's a nice place to
Yeah.
be.
Well, they said this is not only unlawful, but it's un-American. And there were no ICE agents coming on board. They're trying to figure out why he decided to try to have some sort of panic. I mean, even if a train stopped and they said, oh, police are about to board, wouldn't you be a little nervous? Because you're wondering, why are police about to board?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a
But
murderer?
I wouldn't think they were there for me, though. I think they're there to save me.
Yeah, but from what? And then
But
people panic.
If you've got, if you're an illegal alien on a train and the conductor says, hey, ICE is coming on, that'd be a huge drag. There are people who, in my opinion, are completely lawful citizens doing wonderful things for their families and our country. And all of a sudden they wake up in Mexico and they don't even speak Spanish. It's just crazy.
It's been about a month since California wildlife officials have started to sound the alarm on nutria. That's the invasive South American rodents that look like an enormous 20-pound rat.
Yeah, why doesn't Tori get a couple of those?
And why don't you give it a better name? Nutria doesn't sound like
Nutria.
an animal. It sounds
Right.
like chemicals.
Yeah, that is true. Well, nutria were mostly eradicated in the 1970s in California, but now they are back. They
In
have
Florida, they're like a nightmare. I'm right? It's in Florida or Texas? There's somewhere they're huge.
Yeah.
There's a bounty on them, I think.
Yeah, I know. In some
I know a
places
lot
in
of this
Florida,
because I watched Andrew Zimmern.
they have the capybara, but in California, they say the problem with these is that they are eating all of the wetlands. So they've spotted them in Stanislaus, Fresno, and Merced counties so far, and now they are trying to figure out, well, should we kill them or just kill them and eat them?
They can have Fresno and Merced, though, right?
Who cares?
Well, they are saying that this has gotten so bad that they don't want to let the nutria keep doing what they're doing in the wild, so they're trying to come up with some recipes. And some people say they don't taste very good.
Yeah, I would. There's a lot of stuff that I would eat. I felt really bad. I don't know that I could kill stuff that's minding its own business. Then I was watching National Geographic, and everything out in there in the wild just eats everything. I watched a bunch of lions rip the stomach out of a lion and a giraffe. I was like, hey, you guys are gross.
Well, nutria are vegetarians, so you wouldn't think that they taste bad, but I think some just don't taste good. Some animals don't taste good.
But can you change their name to world rat, stink rat, whatever?
Giant rat,
Yeah,
yeah.
giant
Monster rat.
Okay,
Monster rat.
The other name for the nutria is koipu.
See, I had to throw poi in. I mean,
I don't want to eat
Quay
quay poo.
I don't want to eat any kind of poo.
No.
Are you crazy?
They look like a little bit like a beaver in that they've got a very strange.
No, I'd eat a beaver.
Curved teeth. Tori, you don't want one of these, right?
No, they look like beavers, not rats. Come on. We don't want to hate on rats.
But beavers are cute too.
Yeah.
I think they're
Okay,
very
beavers.
but these have giant orange teeth. Like, they don't even go in their mouth.
You know what? No matter
true.
what kind of beaver you're looking at, they're always dangerous in one way or another.
There was another case of a man being exonerated after serving jail time. Now, this, I don't want to say happens a lot, but we do hear about it periodically.
Yeah, sure does.
Typically, you get exonerated and then the government apologizes and gives you money,
Right.
unless you live in Kansas. A man named Lamont McIntyre
You're
was
going to say bad things about Kansas? I love Kansas.
Well, Paul, you're wrong in this case.
Oh, no.
Now, this man, Lamont, was found guilty of double
Lamont?
murder. Lamont.
The guy from Sanford and Son?
Nope, Lamont McIntyre, Joey's brother. He
Oh, that's right.
he was found guilty of double murder despite no physical evidence and no motive ever being presented. He was only 17 years old. At his trial in 1994, he was found guilty, went to jail. He has just been exonerated after 23 years. They did DNA sampling and they're like, whoa, you absolutely are innocent. In Kansas, they don't have to compensate you.
Well, that's stupid. They
Yeah,
should
it is.
compensate that guy.
He gets nothing.
Let's do a GoFundMe page.
You know, it's funny you say that because I haven't actually seen any evidence that he has one. I mean, they should. This poor man.
Here's what's happening. As he gets out of jail after 25 years, he says, I don't need any money. I'm just grateful to be out. Then the fact that you're out will settle in on you, and you'll go, I want my money.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any recourse because of the books in
Kansas sucks.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's worse than I thought. But I mean, he got the joy of doing time in Kansas. I mean, where else would you want to be?
Look at Paul being the half glass full.
Is in Kansas.
Glass full, half of milk.
And they don't just give you money as a rule, right? You normally have to sue somebody.
No.
Yes, there is, but there is no recourse in Kansas. There is no lawsuit.
When you get out, because first of all, you've been making 8 cents an hour or something like that while you're working. You get all that. No, you get what's in your contract.
Oh, well, now you're set.
And then I believe to stave off a lawsuit, at 23 years they'd offer you $1 million. I think.
Well, he's studying to be a barber.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek, I can't think of anybody else that might answer yes to this question. Would you do 23 years in jail for $1 million cash when you get out?
Not for 1 million, maybe like 100 million.
No, I'm not giving you. I'll do it for 100 million.
No, 1 million's not enough.
All right,
dude.
just checking. It's not like you have prospects. I mean that in a bad
What's
way.
23 years of Derek's salary? What's $8 an hour times 23 years?
Like $11.
Your math is
He
flawed.
doesn't get paid for math.
There's a company called CompuVision, and the CEO ordered something very unusual for his employees. Now, oftentimes we have learned, especially here in Seattle and Washington, people have perks at the workplace.
Yeah, sure.
Whether it's, I don't know, what does Amazon have in the giant pod thing they have, that giant
Trees.
dome, those trees, like a park, a lot of places. Scooters, free food.
Yeah, private chefs.
Yes, I have heard of the private chefs. A bunch of companies are offering that. Even something cool like free sodas,
Oh,
to have like free fountain sodas.
We're close to that.
25 cents. It's hard
25
to beat.
cent, and we have Fanta. 25-cent Fanta. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Oh, great, now I want one. Well, this company, it's an IT company, and the CEO has ordered nap pods for his staff. He says he's done the research. He's read all of the research, and taking a nap during the workday is very good for people's productivity.
And are they those like torpedo tube-like things?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is big with like tech startups.
They do it. They've been doing it in Japan for years.
Yep, and that's where a lot of the studies did start. And they said it's Japan and China where napping is not taboo. They said people function better. They're more alert. You're taking a short nap, like 10 minutes. You could take one for a little bit longer, but they think that these pods are going to be the wave of the future.
You know what? I just don't know how somebody gets in a pod and goes to sleep and then wakes up within 10 minutes. I'd be in there going, I'm in a pod. I'm in a pod. It's so weird. I'm in a pod. What do I do? As the guy's next to me sleeping, I'm not sleeping. What should I do?
I'm not a napper, but I get that it's supposed to be 10 minutes, but it's going to take you longer to fall asleep. So maybe you go in the pod for 20 minutes and 10 of that sleeping. I don't know. But they're not cheap either. Those pods cost $14,000 a pop.
Well, that would keep me up at night.
Rhode Island residents, if a bill goes through, which it looks like it's going to, will have to pay a $20 fee to access sexually explicit content online.
Say what?
And is there anything else online worth accessing? So basically, they have to pay to use the internet at all.
They would have digital providers block sexual content and patently offensive material, and then consumers would deactivate that block for a fee of $20.
I'm not sure that that's fair.
Nah, there's got to be something in the Constitution that says they can't do that.
If you can have a semi-automatic weapon,
right,
I can look at some semi-automatic weapons.
Exactly. Our forefathers covered both of those.
There's a new trend in phones that's actually an old trend in phones. Now, most of us on this show remember a time when our cell phones were pretty basic. When the first cell phones came out, they were kind of big and boxy.
Yeah, the Zach Morris phone I learned about.
Yeah.
Well, there's something coming back out called the dumb phone. It's going back to the roots of the original cell phone. It will only have basic texting, phone capabilities as in calling or receiving, and an alarm clock. Researchers say it's actually in high demand because it doesn't have any distractions. It's really inexpensive, and it's just for contacting people or being contacted.
I could totally do that. I can live with that.
Really?
I mean, I use a little more than that, but I don't need to. Like, the thing I do every morning is I check the weather, which I can do nothing about. Then I check the stock market, which I can do nothing about.
Screech's net worth.
And then I check the news sometimes, and then my Fitbit. But if I was able to text, because I don't even use it as a phone. If I was able to text and use a camera, I'm good. I'm done.
Oh, this doesn't have a camera.
Does it have Snake? It's got to have Snake, right?
What's
the hell is
Snake?
Snake?
Oh, that game where the snake goes around and you just move the arrows and it gets bigger as it eats things?
I don't have an iPhone, so I've never played
No,
Snake.
that's like from the old school phones.
Oh, gotcha.
That was like the first cell phone game, Snake.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I do not remember playing games on my StarTAC, and I do remember I could only receive
On
text.
your StarTAC?
Yeah, that was my first cell phone, and man, I thought it was so cool. And it could receive texts, but I could not send them. So I'm okay.
Remember the
my
thing
current
where I
phone.
don't know how anybody in this room's going to remember this thing. Like, you used to have to push if you wanted the last letter on a phone where it says WXY, you had to push it 3 times to get a Y.
Right, yeah. That's how you texted. There was no actual
There was
keyboard.
no keyboard.
Another old person is sharing the secret to living a very long life. Matilda Curcia is 100 years old.
That's how you know
100?
she's old. Her name is Matilda.
Yeah.
Yep.
She still likes to waltz.
She and her best friend, who is also 100 years old, both live in San Diego and say the secret to a long life, every single night, 1 beer and 3 potato chips.
Well, no.
The self-control apparently is the secret to living a long
one beer
life.
and 3 potato chips. Who can live like that?
Yeah.
Who can eat just 3 potato chips?
No, nobody. You can't even eat just one. I remember that commercial.
She said, I have no pain. I do my exercises every day. She said, occasionally I'll eat more than 3, but 1 beer, 3 potato chips, and she and her 100-year-old best friend are active walkers who occasionally ride their bikes.
No, they don't. They say that. Unless the bikes have
100.
3 wheels. You can't be 100 and fall off anything.
Yeah, you break your hip.
Yeah, and then what does that mean? 5
dead.
months.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
Authorities say dozens of animals have been stolen from a Florida wildlife sanctuary. 7 lemurs, 5 marmosets, 4 monkeys, 7 birds, and 13 tortoises.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Someone's got to check Tori's freezer.
Oh, yeah.
This is the We Care Wildlife Sanctuary. Somebody posted a fake ad on Craigslist that said, we're going out of business. Come get a free exotic animal. And people
Crazy.
went and took a lemur. or a monkey or a bird or a tortoise.
Wow.
They are now asking people to bring those animals back so they can be properly cared for.
Now, see, unlike money that fell out of the back of an armored car, I would actually return one of these
Would
things.
you?
Yeah, unless I loved it already.
Yeah, it's hard not to
Unless
take
I
a
was going,
lemur home and not fall in
lemurs
love
are so
with it.
cute. I love me some lemurs.
I wouldn't even know what to do with a lemur. They're the ones who stand up on their back legs with their two little hands out in front, or is that a marmoset?
One of their many, many talents. There's more than one animal that does that. I think they both do that. And then there's the, what are those things called that are in Madagascar, the cartoon?
The meerkat.
A
Meerkat, yeah.
meerkat.
Those are
That's
the-
what I'm thinking.
those-
The
of.
lemur hangs from its tail off the tree like a
doesn't
little
stand
monkey.
up?
I think it does both. But
Look at that. How talented. I don't even have it yet, and it's super talented.
Right.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
I wanted a spider monkey, but it turns out they suck.
Yeah, they throw their poop.
Yeah, they do. As long as they have a mitt.
That's your news. It was brought to you by Car Toys. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, a piece of Beatles memorabilia went up for sale. The price? We'll tell you. A big story about the TV show The Walking Dead. No spoiler alerts, but a very cool story here. Some big changes in store that affect the Seahawks, and some crazy boxing news next in sports.
Seeing about a 20-minute delay on I-5 northbound is as you make your way from Boeing Access Road all the way through up to the Convention Center in Seattle. And in Sumner, a little bit of slow traffic on 167 northbound as you make your way between Highway 410 and 8th Street. This traffic report was brought to you by Phillips Law Firm. If you've been injured on the job and are tired of dealing with the L&I claim process, call Phillips Law Firm for a free case evaluation. And most importantly, don't wait until it's too late. Call today, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, let's talk a 3010 weight loss for life. It is awesome. 3010 is more than a program. It's a lifestyle change. It's going to help you change the way you look and feel about your food. And it's going to help you take that weight off. I have lost a ton of weight. Well, that's actually a gross exaggeration. That's 2,000 pounds. I would have been huge. But I've lost 40 pounds, which is no slight feat, if you will, when you're only 5'6" tall. I was 200 pounds. It was such a drag. I was bummed all the time. My clothes didn't fit from one day to the next, and then I found 3010 weight loss for life because everybody in the building was doing it. So I hooked up, and here's the thing with that. You meet these people there. They're a very supportive team, and they're happy, and they're friendly, and they enjoy their work, you can tell, and they enjoy helping you shed those pounds because they know from experience, man, am I going to make this guy happy with just a couple of kind words and some recipes. You're going to love it. You're never hungry. So thanks to 3010 weight loss for life. I invite you to call 3010 weight loss for life today. Go to 855-843-3010. That's 855-843-3010. Or you can go to 3010weightlossforlife.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Staples. It's going to be another sunny one today. Highs in the low 50s and clear skies. The rain's going to be coming in tomorrow, but don't worry. Things are looking up for this weekend. More sunshine and the warmest temperatures we've seen this year. At Staples, you can upgrade your office and still save money. And this week at Staples, you can save big on a full range of office and desk chairs. Some up to 50% off. A better chair equals a better workday. And 310 Staples, it's pro time. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
A motorcycle that once belonged to John Lennon was sold at an auction for $80,000.
Jeez.
This is the 1969 Honda Z58 trail bike that had been nicknamed the Monkey Bike, and he owned it and he rode it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people wanted to get their hands on it.
A trail bike, meaning it rode it on trails?
Like a dirt
I
bike.
didn't even know they had trails in England.
They got a little bit of nature over there.
Where is it?
Now, he used to travel around the grounds of his Tittenhurst Park estate in Surrey. They had expected the bike to sell for between $28,000 and $55,000, but it went to $80,000.
Wow.
You can't ride that, right?
I don't know. I mean, if I bought somebody's super cool car, I'd drive it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I can imagine your wife wanting to sit there because he sat there.
Oh, she'd sit there. Once she was done doing weird stuff to that seat, she'd sit there.
I think with a dirt bike, it's more fragile. You think you're gonna wreck it, so I don't think you would ride it or ride it much.
Why is a dirt bike more fragile? Although I think I agree with you, but you'd think it'd be stronger because you're
Than a
bouncing
car?
off stuff.
No,
Oh, I was
not
thinking
certainly
of-
not than a car.
I was thinking a non-dirt bike, like bike.
Oh,
Whatever
no.
it is, I'm
You're
not buying
saying
it.
car versus bike, though.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
you said
yeah.
if you bought a super famous car, you would drive it. I would too, but I'm not sure I would drive an $80,000 dirt bike.
Right. And if you get in a fight between a car and a bike loses every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, right.
All right.
You'd have to put it up on your wall.
Oh, man.
Mount it.
I'd have to call some friends. Paul, can you come over? I'm hanging John Lennon's dirt bike at my house.
Amy, I said mount it on the wall. Oh, we're just a few days away from the iHeartRadio Music Awards Sunday night from the Forum in LA. This is going to be some of the biggest celebrities and artists on stage and in the audience watching it all happen. Well, you can watch it all happen. It'll unfold right in front of your eyes. TBS, TNT, and True TV.
So big they can't put it on one TV channel. It's got
Nicely
to be
said,
on
man.
3.
And by the way, in about an hour from now, just about 7:30, we're going to reveal the winner for Rock Song of the Year.
All right.
Nice.
Paul's got the envelope. He's not going to hand it to you yet because
Now,
yesterday
I'll
you
rip
ripped
it open.
You tore it in half. I had
Coming
to
up,
tape it back together.
7:30 Best Rock Song. I'm Danny Bonaducci.
The Walking Dead is, despite its ratings being down for this season, is still one of the biggest and most popular shows on all of television. They're currently wrapping up the 8th season. The spinoff Fear the Walking Dead is getting ready to start its 4th season. They've got a digital series called Red Machete, and now the people who created the show said more is coming.
Really?
More Walking Dead. And so it's not going to be the same people, and they kill everybody. So those people are all
So
gone.
it's not a-
Spoiler alert.
It's not a spin-off show?
It's going to be spin-offs.
A third spinoff
A third spin-off.
on TV.
Well, he said it's going to be all sorts of different things. So some stuff will probably be online. There'll probably be another full-fledged spin-off like Fear the Walking Dead.
No, I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes of that. Matter of fact, I don't know that I've watched an entire episode of that, but it seems pretty easy to kill a zombie.
Yeah, but there are a lot of them.
They're slow.
Yeah.
Any good wound to the head kills them dead. Well,
But
see
they're
what I
trying
did
to
there?
eat you.
It's a slogan.
And they always seem to sneak up on people, even though they're not quiet at all.
And you're so afraid of everything. There's zombies that eat your brains. Stay alert.
I'm guessing because they all like fire guns like with no hearing protection whatsoever in close proximity. I'm guessing that the entire cast is deaf.
So the only like smart guy that's gonna live is the bow and arrow guy.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, maybe the chick with samurai sword guy.
Yeah. Wow, you have watched this show.
No, I've watched the commercials endlessly.
Okay. It's too many though. Too many spin-offs. Like I can't keep up with all the you can't get invested in the characters.
Because they killed them all, or
Well,
because
no,
you can't
one,
keep track
because they
There's
kill
too many.
It's too hard to follow the original show because they keep killing people. But if you keep adding more shows with more people, I don't build a relationship with those people.
Right. Fear the Walking Dead is definitely
It sounds
subpar.
like Paul is on Match.com with some zombies.
No, but I mean the whole point, especially of a show where you're going to kill off half the cast every season, is that you want me to at least care about some of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to watch. I don't care.
I got the gross guy that should take a bath with a crossbow guy.
Yeah,
Because
Daryl.
he shows up on like a bunch of commercials being the same character. It's
Yeah,
super
he
weird.
plays himself.
Yeah.
In like cell phone commercials,
Yep.
which is odd.
And Dish Network.
Yeah.
The movie Shape of Water was a big winner at the Oscars.
Apparently other people thought differently.
They were wrong. That'll happen.
One of the actors, Michael Shannon, he's the really tall guy who's been in a bazillion movies.
The scary looking dude, like you just don't want him to be your dad or your scoutmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. What
kind
if
of-
he's so talented?
He's a great actor.
He is so talented. He played Elvis, and I thought it was a joke when I saw it because he doesn't look like Elvis. He looks like a mean, scary Elvis, and Elvis wasn't that. And then he pulled it off.
Yep. He looks kind of like the character Jaws from
Yes, he
James
does.
Bond.
Yes, which I'm sure he's thrilled about. But yeah,
He has had a prolific career, though. He was in 8 Mile, Bad Boys 2, Pearl Harbor, Midnight Special, Boardwalk Empire, Take Shelter, Man of Steel, and that's just some of his. He was in
millions of things.
Groundhog Day.
He's on a TV show right now. He's on that Waco show.
yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Miniseries,
it.
right?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Well, he was in the movie Shape of Water. He played the bad guy, shocking, in The Shape of Water. However, pictures have surfaced of him not at the Oscars. He decided to spend it in what most people say is Chicago's best dive bar, the Old Town Ale House.
Yeah.
They said he was sitting at the bar, sipping an IPA, watching it on the television with no volume on.
Wow. Was he nominated?
He wasn't nominated, but the movie,
His movie
he
was.
Right,
right.
yeah.
So normally you go to a movie you've been
I
nominated.
gotta tell
to
you,
be.
I'd have gone for years and years and years, and I'd have hit somebody over the head with a crowbar and taken their tickets, but not in the last 20 years. I would much rather. It's a hassle, by the way. You gotta get in line with your limousine that they send for you, and you're in your car forever because they have to negotiate the shot of you getting out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a lot. It's a lot of work for an evening out.
Well, I mean, it's your peers. It's
I
the
have no
greatest
peers.
honor. Black Panther is all the rage.
Yeah. See, notice I'm not making fart sounds. I'm
Right,
all
yeah.
about Black Panther.
You haven't seen it yet, though,
No.
but you will.
But you're all about it.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I believe the reviews that this is earth-shatteringly cool.
One of the women who is in Black Panther, a major role, is Michonne from The Walking Dead, the chick with the samurai sword. And some people didn't recognize her in Black Panther at the Academy Awards because she doesn't actually have all those dreadlocks.
Oh,
She has
really?
no hair. So she was the one, if you saw the Academy Awards, it had the white, kind of like a white symbol that I think was from the movie. But Michael B. Jordan was one of the big stars of Black Panther. He was also in Creed, the Rocky movie.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
love this guy.
He was in The Wire. He is a super fit, handsome, talented man. Well, in one scene of Black Panther, he takes his shirt off. He's topless. And there is a Tumblr user who wrote, "One of my patients came in for an emergency visit. She snapped the wire on her retainer watching the movie Black Panther. When Michael B. Jordan took his shirt off, she clenched her teeth so flipping hard she snapped her retainer.
Wow.
This is the funniest thing to me. This tiny 17-year-old girl thirsting so damn hard, she busted the steel in
Wow.
her retainer.
My goodness gracious.
Doesn't that violate some sort of doctor-patient
Totally.
privilege?
Well, it turns out she read this on Tumblr and responded on Twitter. Derek, what does her tweet say?
Wait, that girl is me? That is my orthodontist Tumblr. This is a post about me. I'm going to kill myself.
Oh. Well, that took a
yeah,
weird
sure
twist.
did.
yeah.
I was all about it.
Yeah, I was with you with that, like, oh
by
my
the way,
God.
Derek has never been so attractive.
Well, then Michael B. Jordan chimes in.
Oh,
he
really?
Oh, wow.
sees this all happen. The actor, Michael B. Jordan. What did he say, Derek?
Since I feel partly responsible for breaking your retainers, Let me know if I can replace them.
Not as good of an impression, but
Yeah.
still well done.
He's a well-spoken man.
So, yeah, he says he will replace her retainer.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And did he say don't kill yourself?
Well,
You think that he has a responsibility, some sort of duty to say that?
I think it was in jest. Like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. This
Oh
is
my
so good.
God, I'm going to
All
kill
right.
myself. I was made fun of on Tumblr.
That was really good,
All right,
Derek.
Officially, we all kind of go for characters that will go along on the radio. Stick with that. Stick with 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
What 17-year-old girl?
Yeah, don't
Wait,
tell
no,
me to
don't tell
stick with
Derek to stick with
17-year-old
17-year-old
girls. That's a bad idea,
We
Danny.
race for that. Yeah, that man, he's a very hot actor,
Yep.
by the way. He should do a sequel called The Black Python, and you guys can just make up what it's about.
But by the way, men are not topless. He may have been
Yeah.
shirtless
No,
in the
men
movie,
are
but men
never
are not
topless.
He was topless.
He also wasn't blouseless.
Why do chicks always get that wrong? And he was seeing topless.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Well, yesterday at spring training, the Mariners lost to the Rockies by a score of 3-2. But today,
We lost to the Rockies.
yep,
Ah,
We're going to turn it around.
we're going to turn it around. We play Oakland at 5:40.
Oh, we can beat Oakland.
They're
I could
terrible.
beat Oakland.
Yeah, you know that to be true.
Well, just the city of
Well, the
Oakland
city
in
itself.
general is pretty awful.
The best thing about Oakland is Marshawn Lynch, right?
Yeah.
I know,
It's a
scary.
different sport, but that's okay.
No, that's still. I didn't say sport. I said the best thing about Oakland is Marshawn Lynch.
We are getting ready for baseball at Safeco Field, so much so that we are going to be going there a month early.
Now look at us.
Hey, our Whiskey Rocks is happening on Saturday. There are just a handful of tickets left.
I was going to say I'm shocked that there are any tickets left. To be honest with you,
It sells
Yeah.
out every year. There's
Every
going to be some
year.
people who want to walk up and get them, and guess what? They're not going to get
you're not going to get
tickets.
And because it sells out every year, they open up a little bit more space for us. So we actually will have a little bit bigger event. But still, we've already sold out VIP, and general admission are going really quick.
All right, get those now. WhiskeyRocksNW.com. Join us. We will all be there Saturday night at Safeco Field. In football news, the NFL has announced their salary cap has gone up to $177.2 million per team. Last year, it was $167. So everybody on your team, all their salaries added up, has got to be less than $177.2 million.
Don't they sometimes give that to one guy?
It's really tricky. The way they have to work it out is by years.
Right.
And by bonuses because they have to stay under that limit. And we were talking yesterday about Jimmy Graham, how he's probably not going to come back. Part of the reason is because they'll be over salary cap.
And he was going to get a lot of money, which means if you can get a guy to keep you under that salary cap, he is either not going to be proven to be good, and it's a wonderful guy out of college or something like that, or a guy that's just not that good, and Pete Carroll will coach him into being good.
I hope so.
Wow, me too.
And yesterday, the legendary NFL referee Ed Hockley announced his retirement. He is one of the most beloved and recognized game officials in all of American sports. He is the one who, despite being 67 years old, has a body that would rival Michael B. Jordan.
Really?
He's the one who's always got like his biceps out. And then whenever they said the call, and he goes and he turns on his thing and says, well, the call in the field is a legal shift.
Now, is this his muscles that sound like this?
Yes.
Or his voice that sounds like this?
He's got a distinct voice that I'm not doing justice to, but he gives these long, windy explanations.
I like the facial expression, though. Like, you were really getting into this character. But he's break your retainer hot.
He's
Is that our new thing?
Break your retainer hot? Yeah, I think so.
he isn't break your retainer hot. He's break your retainer fit.
Okay.
Crazy.
But are we
fit.
breaking our retainers because he's 67?
Yes.
Or we break? Okay.
Well, he would rival Michael B. Jordan, who's 27, or thereabouts. But he's a very, very famous, recognizable NFL referee. He has announced he's retiring, and the NFL then said, "We will miss you, but we are going to promote your son, back judge Sean Hockley, to replace him." I have not seen pictures if he is just as, I've got big muscles.
No, you revolt against your daddy. He's
Yeah.
going to be all skinny or fat.
Right.
Derek, have you seen what does Sean Hockley
And if so,
looks
what would he
like?
sound like if he were a 17-year-old girl?
Well,
Maybe
I
he
don't
is.
know what he would sound like as a 17-year-old girl, but he's a skinnier guy for sure.
Well, I called half of that.
You did.
If I would have called the other half, Derek not playing along, I'd have been a home
Yeah,
run.
Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
The call in the field is
Duh.
like they were offsides or something. I don't know. Sports are stupid.
All right, I hated you
He's
for
back.
a minute, and you won me back over, you little bastard.
Let's see. What else is happening in the world of sports? Yesterday, Gonzaga defeated BYU 74-54 and won the West Coast Conference Tournament. Tonight, UW versus Oregon at 6 and WSU versus Oregon at 8:30. UW versus Oregon State. Tomorrow, it's Seattle U versus Texas Rio Grande. And the NCAA Tournament Selection Show will be held on TBS for the first time, but they announced this year will have a new format for unveiling the teams who are being invited to the big dance. CBS and Turner Sports.
Are they going to give them a rose? Or like vote the other teams off the island? Both of those are very popular.
They'll give them a rose and then take it back afterwards and
Oh,
say,
yeah,
no,
give it to
actually, we
somebody
changed
else.
our mind. This will be in front of a live audience, and every team in the field, all 68 teams, will be revealed within the first 10 minutes of the show. Usually it takes a lot longer, and you sit there
Hours,
waiting
yeah.
hours and hours. Oh, are we going to be invited? Are we going to be invited? So they said, bang, bang, within 10 minutes, we'll know. So we'll get you a bracket going this year.
Oh, God, I can't wait. I'm riveted.
Love it.
I'm going to go for Temple.
That'll be something new and different, my friend.
I never even went to Temple. I don't know why I'm so loyal. Just my daddy went there. He wasn't that nice.
I thought like half your family went there.
All my family went there. Everybody that went to college on that side of the country went to Temple.
Well, that is a look at your sports, and it's brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. We do have a lot of show coming up, including another chance for you to win tickets to Battle at the Boat 115 at 7:20.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. Most of your roadways are looking pretty clear this morning, but there are some minor delays on I-5 northbound in Tacoma between 38th Street and Portland Avenue. And on 167 northbound, also some slow traffic between Highway 410 and 8th Street. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
We've had a really busy week, lots of stuff going on, all of it really good. But sometimes when you're busy, it means you're not getting a really big night's sleep. 8 hours, not happening. But I still feel fresh as a daisy because I sleep with a MyPillow. MyPillow has improved my sleep so drastically, so much so that I have given one to everybody on this show. You can get one for yourself right now and for your loved one because they've got the 4-pack special going on. 2 classic MyPillow, 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, those are the travel MyPillows. You can get 50% off if you use my promo code KZOK. You're going to love MyPillow, and if you don't, you can send it back. That's right, there is a money-back guarantee on MyPillow. It's made in America, and you need to get one now. Call 800-304-4756. That's 800-304-4756. What are you waiting for? The 4-pack special could be yours for 50% off, but don't forget that promo code. You can also go to the website, see all the other great stuff they have. It's mypillow.com. mypillow.com, and don't forget the promo code KZOK.
It is 7:01, and you'll be happy to know I still have tickets to Battle at the Boat 115. It's coming up at 7:20 with Name That Knockout. So if you get your tickets at EQC, go to the fights with me. It's going to be awesome. Always a great Saturday night, except when it's a great Friday night. Well, they do that every time to mix me up.
Yeah, but usually Saturday night.
Usually Saturday night.
And this time it is next Saturday night.
See that?
EQC.
Next Saturday
Look
night.
at that. U.S. News and World Report came out with their list of the best quality of life states to live in. Social connectiveness was a very big criteria. So if you lived in a place like, say, California, places that you don't meet and mix and mingle as easily, that is a poor quality of life. Other factors went into this, like bad air.
How do you have any choice but to mix and mingle when you're in like a city that has 4 million people in it?
Isn't that amazing about living in New York City? You can be the loneliest person in the
That's true.
world.
You don't even know your neighbors.
Yeah.
That was the big thing.
But we talked about this, that North Dakota was voted best quality of life. And I was thinking about it just yesterday. I think it was you and I got into a big argument.
No, because I'm obsessed with North Dakota.
No, because I love South Dakota and you were obsessed with mocking me, Danny.
I'm almost always obsessed with mocking you, Sarah.
And you're like, what do you like about South Dakota? And I told you, like, the Black
You
Hills
said
are
Sturgis.
amazing.
You love to
You
go to
did say
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
You take your top off and ride your Harley at
I
Sturgis.
don't know what is happening here.
That's right, Paul. But, there are some places that are an unexpectedly good experience.
Oh, yeah, I got
was
one.
super surprised to love South Dakota. You don't even think you're going to like it.
I don't know that I was super surprised, but I was surprised because it was sold to me as good, not bad. And I thought, no, liar, it's the best of this region. And I still believe that. Cherry Hill, New Jersey is okay. They say,
a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And it's not a, when you think of like a nightclub, because that's where they put us and things like that in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, you think, oh man, the guys from Jersey are sure going to show up.
Yeah.
And even though they sound a little bit like they dress well, they shower nice, they smell okay, but all of Cherry Hill, New Jersey is a pretty nice place to be.
Well, you guys listening, what place or even an experience was unexpectedly good? Danny's going with Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm saying all of South Dakota, my friends. Well, typically just the left side of the state. But
The part you've been to.
what place are
Western South Dakota.
Yeah, was it?
West
Wow.
South Dakota.
So west south.
Yeah.
It's on the north side though. So 1, 2, 3, 5 west south way.
There's
north.
like a 10 by 10 square of South Dakota that's very enjoyable.
What place or experience would you say was unexpectedly good? Join the conversation. Call us right now, 800-252-1025.
So according to U.S. News and World Report, North Dakota is a fine place to live.
Yeah.
And Sarah, according to Sarah, South
No, that's
Dakota is
South
great.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Oh,
West
man.
South Dakota.
West South on North Street.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a weird. So the question is, where have you found that surprisingly cool? It's 1-800-252-1025.
Michelle in Maple Valley, good morning.
Hey, Michelle.
Good morning. Ording, Washington. It is one of the cutest little towns in our state. It's a great little community, great little sports town. It's a small town with a big view.
All right, but here's my question to you, Michelle, and that is, why are you surprised to
I'm
learn it's cool?
surprised.
Are you?
I've never been to Ording, have you?
No, but I've never been to Yakima. We all know how awesome that is.
I just wouldn't think there's anything going on there. I just wouldn't go.
And you would think like smaller, more rural towns,
Yeah.
what is there to do? But according to Michelle, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, Michelle knows what's good.
And she doesn't even live there. She lives in Maple Valley.
No, also a terrible place.
With terrible people.
With
but not
terrible people
Michelle.
in
She's
it.
great.
Michelle's awesome, but Paul lives there.
Yeah.
What place or experience was unexpectedly good? That's the conversation at 800-252-1025. What about Melissa and Puyallup?
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you?
We're very well. Thank you for asking. What's up?
Good. Hey, so two things real quick. Sarah, I love you. My mom lives in Custer, South Dakota. The Black Hills are stunning.
Yeah,
I got you
Melissa.
Stunning! What am I going to wear to the Black Hills?
But when I was a kiddo, big impact on place that I just thought was like in awe was Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where like the Tetons and stuff are. I grew up just outside Chicago, so it's very flat, and seeing mountains that big was whoa. And then of course now we live here, so I see them every day. But what a beautiful, spectacular. Didn't really realize how amazing and the outdoorsy things and just it's stunning there in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh, there you
Jackson
go.
Hole is stupendous.
Yeah,
and
you
it's-
ski there, don't you?
I ski there. I've also gone in the summertime. It's really beautiful, but there is a lot of millionaires that live there as well.
How many times have you been to Jackson Hole?
Probably 4 or 5.
What are you doing with your life?
Going to Jackson Hole in
Four
South Dakota.
times?
Going to a place in Wyoming called A Hole.
Yeah.
One of the first trips that I ever took with Holiday, my wife, when we were first dating, was to Wyoming. We had a mutual friend who had a cabin there. We went to visit Yellowstone and stay in the cabin and stuff. And as we were driving through Montana, I was just shocked at how gorgeous Montana is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason they call it God's country. It's just amazing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, God keeps a place there.
right. Yeah.
Also, is it that big sky country?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a bunch of different
it's
countries.
a bunch of different countries.
And it's nice. You think, well, it's Montana. There's nothing there. There's nothing to do, and who cares? But Montana is beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Is that one of the places you have or have not been, Danny?
Montana?
Yeah.
Do I have to be aware of it?
If you were sober, then you'd remember.
Okay, then I haven't been there sober.
Let's talk to Derek in Tacoma.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
We're very well, thank you. What's up?
The best place that I thought would it turned out totally different. I was sentenced to prison, and instead the judge put me in work release, and it was great. You know, I was able to work. There were women there. The food was good. I said, boy, this is kind of heaven in prison, I guess.
All right, so let me just make sure I have this correct. At night, do you have to go to a jail cell?
No, you just go to a room.
Huh.
It's a work release.
Wow.
A progress house.
Well,
Progress.
Derek, have you made good progress? Are you out of this program now?
Oh, yeah. This was quite a while ago when I was a crazy man.
Now, in jail, one of the worst things you can do is say what you're in for. But since neither of us are in jail, Derek, what'd you go to jail for?
I went to jail for, I hate to say, burglary.
That's fine.
Oh, why do you hate to say that?
That can I tell you right now? They had way more than they need. Fair that my friend Derek gets it.
He's like
to say
Robin
it's
Hood,
just
apparently.
Yeah,
burglary.
he
Yep.
stole from the rich and gave to more Derek's.
Yeah, exactly.
What place or experience was unexpectedly good? Let's talk to Bill in Lakewood.
Hey, Bill,
Hey, good morning, Boom Boom.
what's up, buddy?
Hey, so the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Now, you may say Kentucky, but Kentucky's got the Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby. It's got the beautiful Mammoth Cave that you can go down and visit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The countryside is gorgeous. I mean, especially eastern Kentucky. It's just luscious. It's just a wonderful place.
Bill, don't forget the whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey, bourbon.
Yeah.
and I would tell you this: I have two friends that are just traveling disc jockeys, but one did 10 years there. Well, it sounds like
Really?
they were in prison, and the other was there for a few years. And both of them said Bonducci, this place is awesome. You'd love it here.
Well, and now you can't go because of the whiskey, right?
No, they sell horses. I could ride
Oh,
horses.
okay.
There's more to do
There's
in
more to
Kentucky
do.
There is. Okay.
How did you love North Carolina so much?
or South Dakota.
Why don't you like North Carolina anymore?
I only like Northwest South Dakota. Keep it straight,
well,
Danny.
All right. Then.
Chris in Chehalis, a place or experience that was unexpectedly good.
Yeah, listen, people talk about Alaska, and you think of ice, you think of cold, you think of Wasilla, right?
Well, I also think of criminals. Does that help?
Yeah, exactly. But I was a Bering Sea fisherman for about 6 years. If you go north, and you just go north, you end up in Denali. There's a little town called Talkeetna, and you'll meet people from all over the world. Everybody's happy. You go in the summer. It's amazing. There's a little restaurant called Mountain High Pizza Pie. We got the Guinness Book World Records highest pizza delivery because they took one of those Cessnas up. And somewhere up on Mount McKinley, they delivered a pizza. Anyway, everybody's happy there. You got to check it out.
All right,
They're happy because their parole officer can't find them.
Talkeetna is gorgeous, but that's the
Have you
place.
been there?
I have been there because I went
4
to Denali
times.
just once. But no, they have that pizza restaurant's awesome. They've got a little bakery, they got a bar, but that's the place. Talkeetna had a cat as a mayor for a super long time.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And they've got grizzly bears walking through downtown.
Yeah,
so there's
always.
that.
The
Yeah,
problem with
yeah.
that part of Alaska is a liter of whiskey can cost you $300.
That's a problem.
Because some smuggler has to bring it in. If that's the same place. But yeah, that's a thing.
We
though.
just took a car and went to the bar and ordered a
a
whiskey.
lot of Alaska is dry to the point of it'll cost you the same as like cocaine or heroin or something
goodness.
to get a bottle of whiskey.
Well, I don't go to those parts.
No, that's crazy.
Well, let's hear from Scott in Redmond.
Hey, Scott,
Hey, what's going on, you guys?
how you doing?
I'm doing great, loving life.
Cool. What do you got for us?
Fairhaven, Washington. It's awesome. The Chrysalis Hotel, a boardwalk that goes around. They have music in the summers at the park. They have free movies on the side of buildings and a whole bunch of places to eat.
Did he say
High-end
Christmas
all around.
Hotel?
Did you say Christmas?
Christmas? What
Crystal
kind of
Hotel, he said.
Crystal.
Oh.
No, the Chrysalis Hotel.
Chrysalis.
So nobody named Chris
Christmas.
can go there.
right?
Yes,
They do not allow Chris's.
Well, they used to have Christmas, now they're Christmas. Got it. All right.
I have not been to Fairhaven, Washington. I don't even
Nor have
couldn't
I,
even find
but
it on a map.
I will tell you this, the way Scott paints it, it sounds like a
Yeah.
great place.
Unless your name's Chris.
The movies on the side of the wall, the place to eat in the boardwalk. Yeah, I would do that.
Sounds good.
It's just outside of Bellingham, and Bellingham is actually really, really nice as well.
Well, that field trip.
You know what I didn't expect to like, and then turned out I
What?
did to my surprise? Pike Place Market.
How would you think you're not going to like it?
Because I had never been there. I spent one day in Seattle before I got this job, and I just thought, from the signs I've seen, the posters I have seen, it's going to be too busy, it's going to be too crazy, it's going to be too touristy, and it's probably one of my favorite places. But because I have this job, I get to go at like 11 in the morning on a Tuesday,
True.
but it's still crowded. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Joe in Lake Stevens. Morning,
Joe.
buddy.
Hey, a chilly Willy hump day was
What's
Why is your Willie
Hump
so
day.
chilly? What have you been doing with your Willie that is so chilly? All right, Joe, what do you got for us?
So some years back, the family went to Cabo for Christmas.
Yeah.
To get away from the rush and the family and the guilt and all that. Not only was that awesome, but our first morning there, my wife and I went for a walk on the beach, and we stumbled across the baby sea turtles that was hatching out of the sand.
Aw.
They're trying to
And
make their way towards the ocean. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was like being a part of the Nat Geo channel right there in the palm of your hand.
Oh,
It
that's
was
so cool.
It is so cool.
I've
and
not seen
there's,
that.
I go to Puerto Vallarta. My favorite place, to be honest with you, is where Joe was talking about Cabo San Lucas. But we go to Puerto Vallarta a lot, and they have whole turtle reserves and stuff, and
Neat.
it's pretty bitchin'.
How about the mayor calling?
Hey, Mayor, what's up?
Jimmo, man, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good. How are you?
Hey, man, y'all sound beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah.
is the best place.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
Remember
really good Bloody Marys.
Whiskey Rocks?
Quilcene, but that's the mayor of Quilcene, so of course he would think
Yes.
so.
I think his actual name's Mayor, and he's
No,
not
he's-
the mayor.
He's the mayor of Quilcene. He's called us
Is that?
before.
Oh, I know, but I thought.
but usually he says,
Oh, that guy.
He's Mayor from Quilcene.
yeah.
Mayor of Quilcene?
First name's John.
Let's talk to KZOK. What would you say is a place that was unexpectedly good?
Good morning, KZOK crew.
Well, good morning, KZOK.
Good morning, film buff guy.
Okay, so when I got done with my job training in the military, AIT, they told me I was going to South Korea, and I was dreading it until I got there. Amazing place. People are awesome. Food is great. Had so much fun. Best year of my life.
Wow. That's cool. Now, also, super great food, super clean city, super hot chicks. Just going to throw that out there.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, it does. It helps.
Adrian in Tacoma, a place or experience that was unexpectedly good?
Good morning, KZOK.
Good morning.
Actually, I got this whole bunch of parking tickets that I really couldn't afford because it went into the thousands. So I kind of pleaded to the judge if I could please work this off. So he sent me on a work thing. So I had to work it off, and they sent me to Goodwill. And I really liked it. I had a blast.
So
that's unexpected.
Yeah, that is unexpected.
Yeah.
Because I would think when a judge says, "Hey, you want to get all these tickets? I have a little work for you.
You can work this off.
All you have to do is polish my gavel."
That's not my gavel. Tori, what is a place or experience that was unexpectedly good?
Okay, so I'm going to go with Spokane, but that might be because I was staying at the nicest hotel and I was going to see Miles Kennedy that night.
And it's a haunted hotel, and she's obsessed
And
with
it had
ghosts.
rats.
Exactly. But it's a little weird with all the streetwalkers and stuff.
I'm sorry, but Spokane is not a fun place. It's not.
Spokane has a lot of streetwalkers.
Well, I thought they were. They look like them. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing on streetwalking hookers. You should know before you say anything.
Derek, how about you?
So I had someone drag me to the ballet, and I expected to hate it, thinking it was going to be just super boring, but it was actually pretty cool. The dancing was good, and I feel like ballet is what strippers would do if they were more sophisticated.
Oh, well said, man.
That was well said.
Oh,
Who
God, I hate the
expected
ballet
that?
so much. The
Do
only
you?
ballet I ever saw, I was in. The
The Nutcracker.
I cracked my nuts and went home.
Yeah, you took it too literally. Oh, it's time to play the game that's sweeping the nation. Name that knockout.
Name that knockout.
It's for your chance to win tickets to Battle at the Boat 115 next Saturday night at the Emerald Queen Casino. If you want to play and win your way in, call us right now, 800-252-1025. Here on 102.5 KZOK, we're playing the new game that's sweeping the nation. Name That Knockout.
Name That Knockout.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, Danny, this is all about Battle at the Boat 115. Next Saturday night. Emerald Queen Casino. Danny, you will be the host?
I will.
No, sorry. Well, Boom Boom Bonaducci be
I
hosting.
will. Do you know Boom Boom Mancini is like the owner of that name, trademarked and everything, and then gave me permission to use it?
That's awesome.
I felt honored about that.
You should. That's pretty
And
awesome.
he punched me in the face really hard on TV.
All right, if you would like to play, what you'll have to do is name the famous knockout from Danny's Clue.
All right.
First contestant is Mandy in Poulsbo.
Hello, Mandy.
Hello.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
I do.
Then here we go. This knockout is known for her high cheekbones, golden hair, and her shapely curves that have made her one of the world's most famous models and also the highest paid. According to Forbes, she has a net worth of $360 million, so she's doing all right even without the help of her 5-time Super Bowl winning husband and his deflated balls. Can you name that knockout?
Is that Ronda Rousey?
No.
She is not the world's highest paid model,
Supermodel.
believe it or
No,
not.
but I mean, I understand the word knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
It does make sense.
It was a good guess.
I know
That was
Mandy
a good guess. Mandy, I'm sorry.
I wanted to see Mandy at the fights. By the way, whoever wins these tickets, I'm right there in plain view. Please come up and say hi and that you listen to the show and that you love me.
Mike
I'm
in
needy.
Edgewood, would you like Danny to read the clue again?
And bring him gifts.
No.
Yeah, lots
No,
of,
you
and
got it.
food and
All right,
snacks.
focus, people.
Yeah, what do you mean, people?
Hello?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. What's the answer,
Here.
honey?
Giselle.
Yeah, that's
I'll
correct.
accept
Giselle,
Giselle.
yeah.
I will
Except
accept
Giselle Bunchen.
Yeah, they have a
Or is
whole
it
bunch of Giselles.
It's Bunchen, I believe.
Bunchen.
With an umlaut.
She has an umlaut.
Yeah, she's
Bunchen.
Brazilian. Why does she have an umlaut?
No,
Giselle.
exactly.
Giselle is the correct answer, Mike. You have won tickets to Battle at the Boat 115 next Saturday night at the Emerald Queen Casino. You'll pick up your tickets at the Jeep Winners window in our lobby. The rest of you join us again tomorrow at 7:20 for another round. But don't go anywhere because the big news of the day right around the corner.
This traffic report is brought to you by Bell Red Energy Solutions. We are seeing some slow traffic on I-5 northbound between Highway 510 and then the Squally Cutoff Road, and also again on I-5 northbound between 38th Street and Portland Avenue in Tacoma. Also some slow traffic there. If you have any plumbing needs, Bell Red Energy Solutions is here to help. They offer quality service from highly qualified plumbers who can help you with any problem, big or small. Maintenance, repair, or installation, they can do it all. Contact your plumbing experts today. Bellred, bellred.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants. There's another nice day ahead of us, sunshine and mostly clear skies. Highs will reach the low 50s and the rain will be coming in tomorrow, but don't worry, we've got plenty of sunshine for this weekend. It's currently 37 in downtown Seattle. Sherry's Springberry Pancakes are here. Choose from blueberry, raspberry, or triple berry toppings with whipped cream and powdered sugar on a stack of fresh, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $6.99. Add eggs, breakfast meat, and hash browns for $3 more. Sherry's, simply great food. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
All right, and the big news of the day is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can just go online to goldbergjones.com.
We hear a lot about the millennials. They get a bad rap for being on their phones all the time, for living in their parents' basement, for everybody getting a trophy.
Right.
Well, the latest studies are in, and it turns out a lot of them are living in their parents' basements or receiving financial help from them. They said nearly 24% of millennials who are fully employed are still getting money from their parents to help pay the bills. Now, they said only 20% live with mom and dad.
But that's still a ton.
It's
20% of grown-ups living with mom and dad?
So 20% living with mom and dad and about 25% getting financial support. The study says that the kids are earning okay, but part of it is that they're not getting weaned off the money train.
And mom cooks and mom cleans and mom does your laundry. What's dad do?
And student loans are out of control. That's a big part of it, too, is that they're burdened with so much debt coming out of college.
Yeah.
Now, I was raised on the West Coast, and I don't think we saw that much of that, although I moved out of my family's home at a very young age. But I think part of that goes with we don't have basements here for the most part on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like if I had a tricked out basement like my friend Scott had, or a guest house like my friend Scott had, and mom did everything and didn't hassle me about anything, I would totally do that till I was married. And then I might move her in.
Well, experts are saying that parents need to start having their adult kids take responsibility. That a lot of it is the parents just say, oh, yeah, I'll take care of that, because they always have.
I had a conversation with my ex-wife, and I was discussing the education of my kids and this and that. And she said, well, they can always come home to me. And before I had a chance to laugh or say, well, you're kidding, because it's not what you want in your twilight years or anything. She then says, oh, no, in all seriousness, if I had my great hope, it would be all of us live together, meaning the kids and her.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, none of them know how to do anything now. And you're not going to help them.
And you're not helping them by telling them that.
No, and she does tell them that.
Lawyers across Utah opened their email boxes to be greeted by an image of a topless woman. The email was shared to the press, which oftentimes I say, oh, it's up at KZOK.com.
Right.
Nope, not this time.
All right.
We'd get some traffic.
This was posting. The email was for the Utah State Bar's annual spring convention. So if you are a lawyer in Utah, you got this email.
Does anybody even break the law in Utah?
There have been some people who have broken some polygamy laws.
Yeah.
Nicely said, Paul.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that one. But you're right.
It's many wives, and none of them know how to pronounce that word.
It's a bunch of Osmonds.
Well, they're trying to figure out how did this picture of a naked woman from the waist up get attached to this email. It was sent to every lawyer in the state.
They hacked Derek's Facebook.
So they're going to try to figure out who it is, and maybe they will need a lawyer.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they broke the
Right.
Not unless they married her and her sister.
Legacy Recordings, the catalog arm of Sony Music, has announced the titles that it will be releasing for this year's Record Store Day, and it's outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yep. A lot of different things are coming out for Record Store Day this year, which is April 21st. AC/DC, Pink Floyd, and Bruce Springsteen among them.
With new records?
No, these are limited edition releases. So Pink Floyd are reissuing their debut, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, on mono vinyl for the first time in 50 years.
I'm so excited for that one. That's my favorite. Oh, Sid Barrett, R.I.P.
Tori, of course, has Tori's Turntable at KZOK.com. She's going to be the one in line at Record Store Day, and tomorrow she'll give us a look at what is new in stores this week.
If you happen to see that yellow wax record they put out recently, and I can't remember who it was by, but I remember thinking, oh, I like that guy. I think you reported it. It's a new album on yellow wax.
Colored vinyl is like a big thing.
Yeah, very cool.
I know they released a new Sgt. Pepper's.
Oh, get me that.
Yeah, I will.
What kind of friend are you?
I'm sorry.
Record Store Day, April 21st. You'll also see Bruce Springsteen's 1995 Greatest Hits compilation on individually numbered red vinyl.
See, I want those.
Yeah.
AC/DC's Back in Black will be sold on
Black vinyl.
cassette.
Oh.
But close.
The document of the 1987 tour by Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead called Dylan and the Dead will be sold on red and blue tie-dye vinyl.
Oh, come on. It's all too much to take.
That is so cool. They'll also have releases from the Allman Brothers, Johnny Cash, Living Colour, Rage Against the Machine, Bob Marley, and many more. This year's Record Store Day will be tremendous.
I love me some Johnny Cash, I'll tell you that.
I think Tori has already stopped eating to save money for all of her purchases.
If you look at it, she stopped eating like 4 years ago.
Let's see. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Once upon a time lived in an Ohio mansion. He's had a couple of different properties, moved around a little bit, but this is a place in Trumbull County's Southington Township.
Oh, yeah, that's just where I imagine him.
45 miles southeast of Cleveland, like middle of Nowheresville. Yeah. Well, this house fell into disrepair when he got into financial straits, and they said this will now become a church.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, can I call it that? A house of worship? I mean, they're not like redoing it and putting a steeple on it or anything, but it'll be a house of worship.
Are they putting in pews?
Pew, pew, pew. Yes.
You are so weird sometimes. Are they putting in benches?
You didn't even do the finger gun thing. If you're going to do pew, 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 you got to do finger guns.
Where is this?
45 miles southeast of Cleveland.
Oh, man, they should put in Johnny benches. Not even sure if that's accurate, but it worked.
Well, the property is in disrepair, but at one point it had like a spa and, these fancy over-the-top bathrooms. And Mike Tyson...
turn into a B&B, a beating and breakfast. A beating and back breakfast.
So Mike Tyson bought it at a sheriff's sale back in 1989. He sold it for a huge profit.
Oh, good. I worry about him.
So here's I know you love the real estate game. 1989, Mike Tyson bought it for $300,000. He sold it 10 years later for $1.3 million.
Not bad.
To Paul Manea. He was the infomercial entrepreneur best known for Tybo.
Oh, yeah. Although Tybo was what's his
Billy
name?
Banks.
Billy Banks.
He was the mastermind behind it all. He then went to was sentenced to 13 years in federal prison for money laundering.
Oh,
all of those infomercial guys, man, they're bad news.
Yeah, you can't have dirty money. That guy Vince that bit a prostitute and then is now back on TV. Yeah. They dumped him for like 5 years and now he's back and he makes jokes about it in his new infomercials.
That is so bizarre. Well, as you have heard, we are presenting the iHeartRadio Music Awards on Sunday, and every day this week leading up to that big show, we've been announcing one of the winners before we're even supposed to. But this year,
we are rebels, man.
This morning, we are announcing the winner for Rock Song of the Year.
Wow, when?
Right now.
You have the envelope.
Well,
get your envelope.
Give me the envelope. Here we go.
Here it is.
I'm going to open it now.
Porterhouse just gave him that envelope.
All right, and the winner is La La Land. Is that right? Give me the right envelope. Hey, the winner of the iHeartRadio Music Award goes to Foo Fighters for the song Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock Song of the Year. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
It is. Yeah, Foo Fighters. Remember, this is just one of many great awards. Tomorrow we'll announce the winner for Country Artist of the Year.
Oh, dig that.
You can't have the envelope now, Dean.
I'm very excited about that one.
So the awards show will be happening on Sunday, 5 o'clock, TBS, TNT, and True TV.
How's that go, Paul?
How's what go?
It's so big.
It's so big they couldn't fit it on one channel.
It's so big.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I think that's going to do it for
How
the big
big
news
it
of the
is.
day. Brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men at 1-800-DIVORCE or online at goldbergjones.com.
Super cool. My favorite part of the show every single week coming up next. It's Jelly Bean's Joke of the Week.
And now, Jelly Bean's Joke of the Week.
Hey there, Uncle Danny.
Morning, Jelly Bean.
Would you like to hear a math joke?
Absolutely.
Okay, if I have 10 pieces of bacon and you took away 5 pieces of bacon, what would you have?
Oh, boy, I hate this math. I'm terrible at that. I don't know. What would I have?
A broken hand. Now get away from my bacon. That's funny, but seriously, hands off my bacon, dude.
Sorry, Jelly Bean.
This traffic report is brought to you by Community Transit. Most of your roadways are looking very clear this morning, but we do have some stop-and-go traffic in Tacoma on I-5 northbound between 38th Street and Portland Avenue, about a 10-minute delay. Looking for a career with excellent benefits? Community Transit is hosting a job fair in Everett on March 14th starting at 10 a.m. For more information, visit communitytransit.org/jobs. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
You know, spring is almost here. It was beautiful out yesterday. It's going to be gorgeous all weekend long. So spring right around the corner. It is time to get to Shane Company in Linwood and get some color. Yeah, get some of those beautiful fashion gemstone jewelry. Necklaces, bracelets, earrings, rings, you name it. You are going to find something beautiful. Right away, you're going to notice the vibrant colors of the gemstones at Shane Company. And that's because they select their gemstones for their unique characteristics, beauty, and color. And Shane Company has over 1,000 jewelry styles with the most colorful gemstones. And these are natural, formed in nature, not in a lab. Maybe you've got somebody you need to be shopping for because a birthday coming up in March. Well, the birthstone is aquamarine. That is a sky blue gemstone, and the color is stunning. You're going to find a huge selection of exclusive aquamarine jewelry that you can't get anywhere else at Shane Company. Shop in the store or shop on their website at shaneco.com. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
It is 8:01. Have you guys downloaded our app? That's how you get them, right? You download.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because I'm not down with the kids too much, and now I understand that you just kind of.
You have apps on your phone?
I have a ton of apps on my phone, and one I did download myself. It's the Headspace app, and I meditate. It's a new thing I'm doing. Been doing it since like Thursday of last week.
Nice.
And I might as well be a guru now. But anyway, here's the deal. Let me tell you about our iHeartRadio app. It's the place to listen to live music on KZOK on the go or to catch a daily podcast of this very show. Plus, you can create custom radio stations tailored to your taste. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Well, experts are telling us not to make your bed in the morning because it traps in dust mites.
Well, I'm fine then.
Well, Amy makes your bed right when she wakes
every
up.
day right away. We actually talked about this, and I got home yesterday, and when I come in the front door, I can actually see the bedroom. And I said, listen to the show, didn't you? She said, yeah, and she didn't make the bed until later in the day.
Well, it's something that most people have been taught. It's something you always did. Mom always said, make your bed. And so if you didn't do it right when you woke up, it wasn't going to happen.
Right.
So first thing you do, or that you're told to do when you wake up, make your bed. Experts say it traps in the dust mites, which can be bad for allergies, asthma.
Do you know she's got a rash right now? I said this on yesterday's show, and we can't explain it where she got. I'm thinking the hotel from Disneyland over the weekend, but I'm thinking she might be trapping dust mites.
That might be it. Well, I mean, something that you always did and you're now finding out it might not be good after all is making your bed.
Well, I'll tell you one with me, and it wasn't, I didn't find out yesterday, but very recently, I brush my teeth wrong.
You do?
Apparently.
Really?
I have really small teeth, so I just go straight back and forth, and I pretty much cover the whole tooth. But now I got some brand new chompers, and they're a little bit bigger than the small ones I used to have, so I've been doing the up and down thing like everybody says, right? Apparently that's not the way.
No.
I thought it was going a circle.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
It took till you were 58 to find out how to brush your teeth the right way.
Yeah, but I think that's not the way we were taught. I don't think
Gotcha.
I don't think my mom taught me wrong. I think she taught me for what was right in the day.
Gotcha.
And now it's circular motions.
It is circular. So you always did back and forth all these years, and now you're finding out it wasn't good for you. Well, you guys listening, what is something you always did and are now finding out it might not be good after all? Let us know. Call 800-252-1025.
Well, we trust our moms, our dads, our guidance counselors, our priests. Well, we can scratch the priest one. But I think you know what I'm saying. We all learn something at a very young age. And turns out we're doing it wrong after all. What is the thing you're doing wrong? 1-800-252-1025.
Yeah, it's not necessarily you're doing it wrong. You're not making your bed wrong. You're just not supposed to do it first thing in the morning. You always did it.
If I do it in the morning, I'm doing it wrong, Sarah.
It's not good after all.
In front of the kids.
Something you always did are now finding out might not be good after all. Let's talk to Debbie in Auburn.
Hey, Debbie. What's up?
Hi, how are you?
We're very well, thank you. What do you got for us?
Awesome. Sunbathing.
Sunbathing, great call. Everybody used to sunbathe, and guess
Right.
what? It's not good for you.
It's not good for you. And in a pinch, I would still lay out in the sun, and I would even go to a tanning booth.
Wow, it's
And I
not
would go
good
for
you.
full UV. I'm 58, don't have skin cancer. What do I care? It's not going to happen now. Is it?
Well, think
Famous
about-
last words.
Although I got these 3 weird things on my face right here. What the hell is that?
It's happening now, man.
Oh, geez, Danny. Everybody used to sunbathe, and then all of a sudden they were like, yeah, that's not good for you.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
many people used to smoke, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, that's not good for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. After what I smoked for at least 40 years, I'm thinking, and then gave it up. It was so hard to do, but apparently that's bad for you.
Something that you always did and are now finding out might not be so good after all. Let us know by calling 800-252-1025. Got another Debbie from Edmonds.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi. I discovered that you can't put, or you should not put, eggshells down the garbage disposal.
Is that
I
true?
have heard that too, but why is it, Debbie?
And it has to do with the membrane inside the eggshell, and it kind of plasters itself to the inside of your pipes. And it's just like when you get cholesterol in your veins and it narrows, it just builds up and narrows your pipe, and all of a sudden your drain's going slow, and I had no clue why, and the plumber came and showed me, and I was like, oh my God, and there's, I don't know how many cartons of eggs were plastered to the insides of my...
Yeah, I had no idea. I'll put a Buick down the garbage disposal. Just
Pretty
assume
much
it's going to
anything.
do the right thing, but that makes sense. Plus, I like the analogy of the cholesterol because I get it complete. As a guy who has a stent in his neck, that's like, I got the eggs. I got eggshells in my neck. I get it completely, Debbie. Thank you.
What is something you always did and are now finding out might not be good after all? Experts are saying don't make your bed first thing in the morning because it traps in the dust mites. Sunbathing was a great one. Let's talk to Chris in Tacoma.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Hey, I remember as a kid doing it with my parents, and I've taken my kids to do it, and we've got a pond, we got ducks. Feeding bread to ducks, you can't do it.
Why?
You're not supposed to. It's bad for them. It's terrible for them. It kills them. It's just bad for everybody. I don't know. I guess rice is okay.
No, rice is not
Right.
okay. No, he's not. He's a
Where
crazy
is a duck
person.
going to go in the wild to get bread?
Is that why you're saying because he can't get it? And then no, it's
It's
fine.
not part of their
Chris
diet.
is a crazy person.
Yeah, no, ducks are all paleo. They can't have bread.
Exactly.
No.
And then what was that expression? It goes through faster than grease through a goose. Oh, no, you can't feed grease to a goose. That's for sure. But yeah, I think, but it's rice you can't feed to a pigeon because they blow up.
Or some people do that on purpose.
Right.
I thought it was Alka-Seltzer you can't feed to a seagull.
I thought it was alcohol that you can't feed to a walrus.
There's that too.
I'm so confused. 800-252-1025. What is something you always did and are now finding out it might not be so good after all? How about Brian and Fife?
Hey, Brian.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, so the toilet shields, you're familiar with those. You go and use the bathroom and you rip it off the little thing and set it on the toilet so it's, clean. So I've always been ripping the whole center part off, and I found out you don't do that. You leave most of it on there because it protects the man's junk from hitting the toilet.
Oh.
No! That's not what happens. The only person crazier than the last caller is Brian from Fife.
Well, Brian he's got a lot going on down there. Maybe just a little more than you.
He seems pretty sure of it.
Is that, I need the weird paper thing to hold my junk?
That's what he
Preventing it from
says.
like, slopping in the toilet.
Yeah, you
First
don't
of all,
want to get wet.
lunatics. Do any of you even remember that paper band, or have you even seen it in your lifetime?
They still have it, yeah.
They do?
Yeah, they still have those.
Where?
I think they're in our bathroom. The paper that
You
you
guys
pull
are talking
out
about
of
two
the
different
toilet
things.
seat?
Different things. Am I talking about the different thing, or is he
Yes.
talking about the different thing? What are
You're
you talking about?
not talking about what Brian was talking about. Brian was talking
Brian's
about
a maniac.
about not the seal that was from the
Cheap
maid.
hotels, yeah.
No, this is the actual toilet seat cover.
Yeah,
and
paper
there's
cover.
a detachable part in the middle that you poke through so you don't winky on yourself, or in your case, do something else to yourself.
All right. Either I'm on drugs, which is a distinct possibility, or you guys are not describing this well, because I don't have it at all. I don't get it at all.
It's a disposable paper cover for the toilet seat, but it only covers the
That you sit on.
outside. There's not a middle.
I got it, you maniacs.
We're the maniacs.
And you punch out the middle part.
Yeah, the tab.
Yeah.
But he says don't do that.
Because it's supposed to protect your junk.
No, because you go number one all over it, and it goes
Right.
all over you.
Yeah, Brian, you might not have this one.
Yeah,
We're going to agree to disagree with Brian today.
about where you go and where your junk falls.
Something you used to do and are now finding out might not be so good after all is what, Joel and Redmond?
Hey, Joel.
Have you used more than a pea-sized amount of toothpaste?
Why are you peeing on my toothpaste? What's everybody doing?
So he says people are using too much toothpaste. Like, in the olden days, you used to put this huge, 2-inch stripe down your toothbrush.
All right.
You're not supposed to.
Well, I can't. I've never had a 2-inch head to a toothbrush. That's this big.
All right, well,
But
you're
an
supposed
inch,
to use.
I get it.
He says a pea size.
Yeah, but it used to be the more the better. Just
Yes.
squeeze that all on
And
there.
how is that not still better?
Because I guess it's a waste.
You guys don't know anything. You're just making these things up as you go.
But the dentist says use a pea-sized amount of
true.
toothpaste.
He
now.
does?
That's the recommendation. Joel knows.
Joel doesn't know anything. Joel's on drugs with Brian
Joel-
from Fife.
But Joel, are you a dentist?
Nope.
Are you a maniac?
Why should we trust you?
Yeah.
Because what else are you supposed to do when you're on the toilet and read the toothpaste?
All right. He's got that. Yeah. When a guy's right, a guy is right.
Oh, Joel.
Paul, what's something you always did and are now finding out might not be so good after all?
So I go to bed way too late and I wake up way too early. So I'm a day sleeper. I nap during the day and usually for a couple hours. But like we talked about this morning with those nap pods, you're only supposed to nap for 20 minutes.
Yep.
And they say it's really unhealthy if you sleep for an hour or 2 hours in the middle of the day.
That's true.
You're going to be groggy throughout the rest of the day. You're not going to be alert. You're not going to be able to focus. And then when you try to go to bed at night, it's going to be more difficult.
Experts say absolutely not more than 30 minutes ever.
But how does anyone fall asleep in the middle of the day, especially somebody
In a
who's super
tube.
tired, for 20 minutes?
There's an
That's
app for that.
insane to me.
It's all stupid.
Yeah, I set 9 alarms for, half an hour, and then I don't wake up for two and a half hours.
It explains a lot about him, doesn't it?
It does.
That's why I'm groggy and not alert.
Tori, is there something you always did or are now finding out it might not be so good after all?
Well, it's actually so much easier to peel a banana from the nub end and not the stem end. You just pinch it. That's how monkeys do it.
She's right.
What did
Yeah.
she say? I'm not understanding.
That we peel our banana backwards.
How do you peel your
Well,
banana?
Tori will show you how to peel your banana. She'll show you how I peel my banana.
I just need a banana.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said that, and I always forget.
Which way do you do it?
I do it the wrong way.
What's
I do
the wrong
it,
way?
The handle end, the
Yeah.
the
You
long
take the
stem
stem
end.
and you
Yeah,
crack the
that's
stem
right.
and peel
No matter
it.
what Tori says.
Well, Tori seems to be the expert.
Tori's an idiot. Tori's with Brian and Fife and Joel.
Something
Oh.
people used to always do and are now, they figured out a couple years ago. It's back in the olden days, they used to lobotomize people.
Well, they had it coming.
Well, you're a little crazy. Let's just stick this giant ice pick through your eye socket and go waka 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 waka. And smush all your brains.
I thought shock therapy was a thing they had given up decades ago.
No.
Then
It
they
still
offered it to
happens,
me
yeah.
not that long ago.
And you needed it.
I was going to take it. It seemed super fascinating. I thought, yeah, I am in. And he goes, well, here's the only problem. You'll forget about the last 8 weeks. I said, I can't do that. I got to make a living.
Wait, when was the last time you didn't forget about the last 8
That's what I
weeks?
said to him. And he said, you're not funny. And I said, then I'm not paying.
Oh my. Derek, what is something you always did and are now finding out might not be so good for you after all?
Just recently, someone yelled at me for flushing a baby wipe down their toilet, and I was like, what's the big deal? I flush everything. Q-tips, paper towels, food. Like, you can just flush anything down there.
Why was somebody in the bathroom with you when you flushed?
None of your business.
Oh, wow.
Everything just got super weird.
Yeah, and it will continue to get super weird. The news is coming up next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel. On Highway 518 westbound as you approach Highway 99, we have an accident currently blocking the 2 left lanes. And in Tacoma on I-5 northbound, there's a bit of stop-and-go traffic as you make your way from 38th Street up through to Portland Avenue. Every Saturday, Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel has special offers to thank all our military and first responders. Join them between 8 a.m. and midnight to receive $10 in free play and a 25% food discount in any of their restaurants. Details at luckyeagle.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by Staples. It's going to be another beautiful day in Seattle. Sunshine and partly cloudy skies. Highs will reach the low 50s, and it's currently 39 in downtown. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offers in-store only. Ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
News is brought to you by Car Toys. A 20-year-old man is under arrest after a deadly stabbing in the parking lot of a Pierce County gas station. The incident unfolded just before midnight. Deputies responded to a 911 call or reports of a fight in the parking lot of the Canyon Road Gas and Deli. The 911 caller said a man had been stabbed, then got into a car, but passed out from his injuries. The suspect got into a different car and fled the scene. Now, they attempted to resuscitate the victim. He did not survive.
Jeez.
And when deputies searched the area, they found a black plastic knife handle a short distance away. Now, they were able to track down the perpetrator and take him into custody. He is a 20-year-old.
My goodness, great. Well, you know, whatever you're fighting about in the parking lot of a gas station, not worth killing and or dying over. I'm positive of that. Handle breaks, and it's consensual sex between adults. Even they're both married to other people, you can say, how'd you say it? So what?
Yeah.
Didn't quite have your style. But then when you start stealing county money and things, and they have a reasonable opportunity to put you in jail, you start going, hey, I'm sorry I did this.
You know, that's, I guess, part of the problem with these bodyguards is, they look like The Rock.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to control yourself?
Although, did you see the news? This guy ain't The Rock. If you smell what he's cooking, it's old guy food. Old bald guy food.
In a departure from its traditional soda business, Coca-Cola announced plans to launch something unusual in Japan this year. They are trying to get in on the growing market for Chu-Hee.
Chu-Hee, one of my favorites.
Canned flavored drinks typically made with sparkling water and soju. Soju is the Japanese spirit distilled from grains, so they're going to get into...
And it's real. It's not nothing. I think I haven't had it in a really long time, but I think it was 60 proof when I had it. It tastes like the real deal.
So Coke's going to make booze.
Yeah. Or add Coke to already existing booze.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, soju is, yes, high in alcohol, but you drink tiny bits of it. So it's not. It's more like...
Who is it that you think you're talking to? Where am I drinking tiny bits of alcohol, Sarah?
They said this will be
just a
low
little taste.
Yeah.
Alcohol beverage, that Chu-Hee drinks are low in alcohol, but they're very popular.
Because
and you
they
can drink
mix
lots
it.
of it.
It's low because they mix it with
It's
sparkling
mixed.
water or Coke
Yep.
or whatever.
So Coca-Cola getting in on the alcoholic canned beverages.
I got in on the alcoholic everything. I had to stop drinking the alcoholic. It's a drag, man.
I have found Coca-Cola to be very confusing lately. We've talked about our 25-cent soda machine here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink soda. I'm not a big soda person, but when it's 25 cents, it is right outside the studio door.
And you're very easily swayed. I can't imagine that your life didn't go worse. Your life seemed to have worked out, but you say any bad thing to you and go, oh yeah, I'll do that. I said Fanta. Get a Fanta. They have Fantas in the machine.
Yep.
And it says, oh, blah, 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 blah. 5 seconds later, she's in here with a Fanta.
I had to go get one. I am very open to the power of suggestion. If I see a commercial for beer, I want a beer.
Take
if I
your
see
shirt off. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't say anything.
If I see a commercial for pizza and I just ate breakfast, I still want pizza.
Right.
But what I find confusing is I went out to our soda machine and I got a Coke Zero Sugar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I had sugar in it.
Is that an endorsement because it was so good?
No, I'm saying I'm confused.
You think they're lying to us?
There's Coke Zero.
Right.
There's Coke Zero Sugar. I think it's made with sugar.
So
you
the
think that
answer-
it's no calories plus sugar?
I don't
think
know.
you
That's
can
what I'm
do
saying.
that.
I'm confused. I don't get it. There are like 10 different Cokes in there.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think zero stands for calories, doesn't it?
The Coke Zero is 0 calories, but I think the Coke Zero Sugar is no sugar.
But
you couldn't
how-
have no calories plus
With
sugar.
sugar. You know what 0 calorie Coke made with sugar is, don't you?
Coke.
Right.
Yeah.
But then why is there Coke Zero and Coke Zero Sugar? What's the difference?
I don't know.
I think Coke Zero is no calories and Coke Zero Sugar is no sugar, but has calories.
I had a Red Bull with 0 sugar and it had 5 calories and some carbs.
Okay, so you understand my confusion at this point.
Not really.
I can ease your confusion slightly.
Okay.
Coca-Cola Zero has been replaced by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. They no longer both exist. They only have one.
Well, you should tell that to our Coke machine.
Well, I don't know who's stocking that thing.
Wow.
So I must have just
Why would you stock it? It's right there and it doesn't move. It's crazy.
For the first time ever, the Food and Drug Administration has approved an at-home breast cancer test. Yesterday, the FDA announced it will allow genetic testing, the company 23andMe, to give its customers information about their risk for breast cancer. This company will give customers a chance to look at their genetics, the traits that run in your family, to find out if you have the risk of breast or ovarian cancer, or for the men, breast or prostate cancer. That a lot of the cancers can be genetic, and this will allow you to look at your own DNA instead of having to go to a doctor and ask for it.
I took something like that and it gave me the traits that run in my family, but they're short and angry. That doesn't really help me with anything. Then there's that colon thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? And the doctor says, and they mail it to you, and then you mail it back. How would you like to be the postman that day?
Yeah.
What are you looking for in that one?
Cancer, I believe. Yeah, prostate cancer.
And it's analyzing your number 2?
Yeah.
I don't want that job.
No, you don't want that job.
An Oklahoma woman captured the video of a man who unwisely approached a buffalo in a wildlife refuge.
Danny did it.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I said, I'll take you, and then it all went to hell.
Well, yeah, I mean, what do you think happened in this case?
I think he got beat up.
Yep. So the video shows the guy going up to the buffalo. This is in the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. He is heard discussing with other people who are like, don't get so close. You're not supposed to get that close. Stop getting so close. Well, then the buffalo charges at him and strikes him with his head.
Oh!
Now
No matter how it went, because I was thinking horns, and then still was head. It's got to be bad.
Yeah.
He didn't get killed. He does have some injuries, and let this be a lesson to you, both of you, Paul and Danny.
It's a big animal. I don't think I'm messing with a buffalo.
Yeah.
Was it a cow or a buffalo you messed
It knocked
with?
me out as a buffalo.
But it was sleeping, right?
It was in, well, there were 5 of them. There were some standing up. And it was in, I guess,
I'm not saying you got beat up by a sleeping buffalo.
Well,
it woke up.
I didn't, because what I was doing was going to pluck some hair off it as evidence that I won the fight, because my kid, who I shouldn't have shown this to, was in the house next door. So I plucked his hair, and it was really cold. It was in a ski area. And it goes out his nose, but all this steam came out, and I just assumed I was being killed. So I turned and I ran, and the next thing I wake up, I think, oh, I've been gored, and I look for the blood and everything. I knocked myself out on a tree stump running away from the buffalo.
A woman stabbed and injured a man who had stopped to help her after a rollover crash. The stabbing was reported near the crash site. This is near the area of Deep Creek. Now, this caller to 911 said there was a crash. And then the woman just stabbed this man for no apparent reason.
Oh, wow.
They have tracked them down, and they took the woman into custody. So she's in a car accident. Other people are in the car. Someone goes over, oh my gosh, lady, are you okay? She just stabbed him.
That's so weird.
It wasn't the guy who was at fault he's not the one who got stabbed, the person at fault in the accident?
You know, they didn't say who was to blame for the accident, but they made it seem as though he was a good Samaritan.
Wow.
That's
you know, when you
weird.
see a crash, you pull over to stop
Yeah.
and help them?
Yeah.
Maybe she thought he was.
I went to help a girl. I think I'm a teenager probably at this point, maybe 20, 21. And there's a woman on Sunset Boulevard, 3 in the morning. This whole thing's shady, but she's there and she's crying hysterically. I pull over. I say, are you all right? She starts yelling for me to get away from her. She goes, get away from me. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you're okay. And I turn around and this guy just punches me in the face. Turns out it was her boyfriend or whatever. And he was thinking, because he was coming with a gas can. They ran out of gas. He was coming down the street and he thought I made her cry. So I said, hey, you all right? Calm down. Everything's okay. Get away from me. Okay, I will. Pow! Reenactment.
A father in Virginia decided to do something a little bit unconventional when it came to punishing his son who was bullying other students at school.
All right.
So his son was kicked off the bus for 3 days for bullying. And dad gets notified. Little Billy can't ride the bus for 3 days because he was bullying. So dad decided to record his punishment on Facebook Live. He tells his son, walk to school. He is in the car behind him as he walks to school uphill both directions in the rain.
Yeah, in the pouring rain.
Barefoot for some reason.
No, I saw this, and he's got a backpack on, and he's running, and Dad's yelling, "Run, Billy," or whatever his kid's name was. And so now he's getting flack both ways. He's getting good job, Dad.
Yeah.
But he's also getting people saying you're crazy. You can't give your son pneumonia just because he's a bully on a bus.
Yeah, I think you can.
I think you can.
And are kids now not going to bully this kid because they saw that video on Facebook? You know, you're not really teaching kids not to be bullies.
I don't know. From what I saw, you don't want to bully Billy.
No,
Wow.
Billy
Don't
can
bully
handle himself.
Billy, yeah, he can handle you, which is the problem. Of course he can handle himself. He's a teenager.
What have we learned about Chuck E. Cheese?
You have a lot of alcohol, and then you end up punching the other dad in the face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And what do we think would happen if it was Chuck E. Cheese in New Jersey?
They'd give him beer, and then they'd fight and punch each other in the face.
Except they'd be women this time.
Well, that'll happen. I get that wrong all the time.
At least once.
2 women were arrested. And
3
2 people.
times? Wow.
You never met Claudia in Tijuana.
Oh, Claudio.
Because I'm just sure that guy's name was Claudia, but I'm not confessing.
It sounds like you are, Danny.
It does not. It's a mystery. You don't know.
If you're not following this, Danny on several occasions has had adult relations with people whose gender he misunderstood.
Well, that's completely wrong. That's Sarah.
She's saying it, and it's the news.
Okay, the guy in Phoenix, the famous one.
Yeah.
Nobody had any sex with anybody. They had this way, right?
Sex, adult relations.
Claudia, as far as the votes were at that time, was a girl with a deep voice in a dress.
And you were seeing double?
Were there 2 of them?
No, I mean, like you were drunk.
Intoxicated?
What the hell is happening? What?
Just
you
were
were drunk,
you
so you
intoxicated?
didn't know that the machinery was different?
I was like 16, and I think I hadn't seen that much machinery. Really.
And what was the third?
I don't know. I was just raising fingers. I'm really positive any of this is happening.
If you kept your fingers to yourself, this wouldn't be happening.
Totally true, man.
And now, back to the news.
Back to New Jersey. 2 women were arrested.
I'm
2
Paul.
people injured after a brawl involving over 20 people at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, I got to tell you that at least on paper, that sounds like the most fun ever.
Yeah.
Except you're at a Chuck E. Fighting 20 people, unless somebody doesn't obey the rules of a big fight like that, it's all like an old Western. It seems like a good time to me.
There are kids around, though. A lot of kids.
Yeah, you can swing one of them.
One woman suffered a stab wound to the hip and refused treatment.
Does she die in 5 months?
No, she didn't break her hip.
All right.
Only broken hips, Danny. This is your rule.
It is my rule.
A Memphis grandma is behind bars after a visit to her incarcerated son went wrong. Now, she decided to go visit her son at the Shelby County Divisions of Corrections. She spoke to an officer when she arrived and said, "Hey, I'm just here to see Cody. I'm going to bring him some snacks." He asked me to bring him some Doritos.
Snacks.
So she says, "Okay, yeah, I'm here." And the person working there says, I got to check out what you got. Let me see those Doritos. And he took a look and realized it looks like this has been tampered with. Inside the bag of Doritos, let's see, a leafy substance, yellow pills, and white powder. Upon further investigation, it was 28.5 grams of meth, 11 grams of marijuana, 40 bars of Xanax, 2 grams of ecstasy, and a gram of heroin.
Wow, this guy's going to be popular.
Yeah.
Well, she said, "I didn't know there were drugs inside. I'm really sorry. Thought it was Doritos that were kind of heavy."
She didn't think it was Doritos. Well, first of all, if the bag is completely full, you know there's something in there besides Doritos because they only fill it like 2/3 full.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she's behind bars.
As well she should be.
Poor grandma.
Crack smoking granny.
And I think I said Grandma went to visit her son. Grandma went to visit her grandson. I apologize.
Wow, we all heard that and just didn't register at all. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
A police song came to life in an epic way.
A police song?
Police.
Like Bad Boys, what you gonna do?
The band. That's what I thought.
Message in a bottle.
Right.
Oh.
Well, the song came to life in an epic way when a woman in Australia made history with her find on a Western Australian beach. Tanya Illman was strolling on Wedge Island when she spotted what she thought was garbage and decided to pick it up. Turns out it was a lovely old bottle. She yanked it out of the sand and thought, I will display this. It's beautiful and it's perfectly intact. But then she brought it home and her son's girlfriend said, there's something inside of it. It turned out to be a letter, a message in a bottle in German, dated June 12th, 1886. This is now setting the record for the oldest message in a bottle.
It was a thing from Germans, I guess the German Navy, to they actually threw a bunch of them in to check currents or something like that.
It was to study ocean currents. So hers is the oldest.
Nice.
The previous old one was 132, and this one's a little bit older. No, the previous old one is 108. This one's 132. I can do math sometimes.
Okay.
Gunfire broke out in a store after two men got into an argument over toilet paper.
Oh.
Under or over?
Under or over.
It's that one, right?
I every time Amy gets wrong, I think, I'll shoot you.
Oh.
It's a big deal in my house.
Shooting your wife should be a big deal
It
in
should
your
be a big deal.
house.
Although, you ever going to do, I was going to say fancy hotel, but I don't think there's a fancy hotel thing, where they fold your toilet paper into arrows.
Oh, I've seen that.
That's craziness.
That bothers me. My cleaners that I have come in once a month do that, and I'm like, that means they're touching my toilet paper, and I got to throw it away.
Oh, they are touching your toilet paper.
They're touching everything.
They're licking your food.
Yeah.
Ew!
They hate you.
They
That's
hate
what they're
you.
doing. Yeah, but I don't care that they're licking my food. You do. Who do?
This is the Dollar General store. Two men were caught on security cameras. One of the men, Travis Lee, points his fingers in the shape of a gun at the other. But he didn't like his this guy pointing his gun finger
Nobody
at
likes
him.
the finger pointed at him thing. I hate that.
Well, he retaliated by firing a real gun.
At the
Oh,
guy?
yeah? Oh, yeah? You're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
point that finger at me?
Yeah.
Pa-pow! And this was all over toilet paper. They're not sure why, because there was no over-under. This was at the dollar store.
The only time I got mad enough at David Cassidy to threaten bodily harm, he was poking me in the chest, telling me I can't drink anymore because I'm a big loser. But which is all accurate information. I was fine. But he was punctuating his sentences. and pointing
that's the worst.
And I went, "What are you, like 105 pounds? You probably shouldn't poke me." And he stopped immediately. I went, "But you should not drink anymore."
You guys never came to blows, did you?
No, are you kidding? He'd be dead. Oh, he is.
Oh.
That's terrible.
That's not how he
No,
went.
But that's not how he went.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That'd be news. Apparently, Danny killed Keith.
Yeah,
Coming
that
up
was
11.
the news. Brought to you by Car Toys.
I'm Danny Bonaducci.
You're mumbling, man. What are you saying? Your name?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
He said, I'm not a
That's exactly what I said.
Are you trying to just affirm your identity?
Yes, sir. She said, that's Paul.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Paul.
There we are.
There's
What's
Danny
wrong
Bonaducci.
with you two?
I don't know. He started it. Yeah, I love you too. Bono, The Edge. Nothing's wrong with you too.
Play a little police. Let's play a little you
If
too.
I haven't killed these two by the time this next song is over, we will be back with music news and entertainment and sports. One of the stories we'll be talking about, Ann Wilson of Heart made a big announcement yesterday, and a music legend has called it quits. It might have a little something to do with all those herpes allegations.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And Oprah Winfrey did something pretty epic, all coming up next. Stay with us.
She's Sarah.
I hate you.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. On I-5 southbound at First Avenue in Seattle, we have an accident blocking the left lane, causing about a 30-minute delay. And you're going to see some delays on State Route 167 northbound just after Highway 18. There's an accident there blocking the right lane. At Staples, you can upgrade your office and still save money. And this week at Staples, you can save big on a full range of office and desk chairs, some up to 50% off. A better chair equals a better workday. Ins 310 Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
In music news, Ann Wilson of Heart is planning to release a solo album this summer. As she has revealed, the title is Songs for the Living, Volume 1, and it will be an album of covers revolving around a specific scene. She said this will all be songs by artists who have departed in the last several years: Leonard Cohen, David Bowie, Tom Petty, Chris Cornell, and Amy Winehouse, to name a few.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
So what's up? Are she and her sister fighting?
They are still fighting. They've been
They're not
fighting
talking
for
to each other.
over a year now.
What are they fighting about?
Their families got into some sort of altercation after a show. Like backstage after a show, her family, both of the sisters' families, like a husband and a son, got into an argument, and I think it might have got physical. And now they won't talk to each other.
I got to tell you that if every member of my family did not talk to another member of my family that had punched another member of my family in
Right?
the face, nobody would talk to any other Bondicis.
Apparently with Heart, it's a little bigger deal.
Well, and it's been going on for, honestly, I think over a year.
Yeah.
At this point. So that's why Ann Wilson both of the Wilson sisters have been doing their own thing. She'll also be covering Leslie Gore's You Don't Own Me and the Eagles' Life in the Fast Lane.
Oh, that was covered by Amy Winehouse, I believe.
Yeah.
You Don't Own Me, yeah.
And then
she did a
she's
great
doing,
job.
yeah, she did a great job. She probably shouldn't have died at 20. Was she the 27 Club too?
Yeah.
She probably shouldn't have done that. You could have gotten a lot from her.
Usher is getting a divorce. And maybe the third time will be a charm because this one is not working out. His second wife, Grace Miguel, filed for divorce after 2 years of marriage. Now, he has been sued by 3 people, 2 women and a man, sexual battery, fraud, and concealing a herpes diagnosis. Now, they only wed in 2015, but they had been together for a decade.
Oh, okay.
Now, 2 years later, she has filed for divorce.
So we can all agree he does have herpes.
He has never
He would not
acknowledged
agree,
it.
yeah.
He would not agree. Is he claiming he doesn't have herpes?
Or he's certainly not
deny
telling
it.
people he has herpes. That's what the lawsuit's about.
Now, he also revealed he got a chin tattoo. He got a tattoo right underneath his chin that says New Era. The post said New Era, New Ink, showing that he got a tattoo under his chin.
But on his chin more than his neck.
Like,
Who can see that?
Right
Super
under-
short chicks.
yeah, right under your John Travolta divot. If you had one. I'm just not
Yeah.
saying you, Danny, just people. Just to explain.
But he
this.
does have a crazy, it's a cleft, right?
Yeah, cleft, that's what it's called. Yeah, thank you. And our iHeartRadio Music Awards are almost here. It's one of the biggest nights in music, and it's happening Sunday night live from the Forum in LA. You can tune in for the hottest celebrities and artists on stage and in the audience. And what are you describing it as, Paul? Too hot for one channel?
It's too big for one TV channel, yeah.
TBS, TNT,
Sunday.
and True TV.
You can buy a whole seat, or you only need the edge.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning at 7:30, we'll reveal another one of the award winners.
You know, I don't know what, we work for iHeart. It seems like they're going to walk in here any second, realize the error of their ways and say, stop giving out the answers to who wins.
I didn't hack their computer
Yeah.
system. They're providing me
It's
with an
their
envelope
fault.
every morning.
When the other shoe drops, remember, it's that guy.
Ray Romano is returning to his stand-up roots with an hour-long comedy special on Netflix. Now, he did start off as a comedian before segueing into acting with Everybody Loves Raymond, but this will be his first standalone comedy special. It will feature all new material. Televised, yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'd have guessed they had an HBO special or two, because he's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Well, it's all about Netflix now.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Ellen DeGeneres, Jerry Seinfeld, and now Ray Romano.
How much money are they giving this guy? Do we know?
I have not seen a price tag attached to it, but everyone else is getting $50 million,
Yeah.
so maybe he will too.
I
You'd
don't think so.
eventually Netflix runs out of $50 million bills, right? Like, you get $50 million, you get $50 million.
They're not Zimbabwean dollars.
Right,
We
no,
have plenty
it's
of
real
here.
money.
Well, and speaking of, I'm guessing, Paul, that was your Oprah impression?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Wow, that's a good one.
Thanks. I mean, she knew who it was.
Right,
so-
she did. No, absolutely.
Well, it turns out Oprah Winfrey has been leaving money in various places throughout her hotel rooms to brighten the housekeeper's day. She said that this is something she likes to do, that when she stays in a hotel, you're supposed to tip a housekeeper.
Yeah.
And
So she hides the tip?
Yep.
Like under desks and under drawers and under pillows and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, don't they feel like that's lost money and have to turn it in?
See, I do it, but I leave a note because they weren't accepting the money.
Okay.
So I left a note. This is for house. Well, when I say I mean Amy. But it's my dough.
She said, this makes me really happy. I like to put it next to the M&Ms or in the shower. And the person who is cleaning their room then won't realize it. And they'll open up the shower and there's $5. She didn't say exactly how much it is.
Wow. Oprah's a ton of fun.
That's what I mean $5.
Yeah.
You get $5 in the shower, and you get $5 in the shower.
But do you bury it under some M&Ms? It just seems weird.
It does seem weird.
I would think the money is to pay for M&Ms.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, I didn't really think about this. She's a little weird.
But Oprah's not staying where we stay. Like, it's a whole different clientele where Oprah stays.
She's not staying at Motel 6?
You know, the what's that thing in the Bahamas? The Bahama, Atlantis, that swanky hotel.
Yeah.
With it's got like a bridge connecting two buildings.
Yeah.
It's not a bridge, it's a room, and Oprah gets it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But I want it. I can't have it?
I think if you have the dough, you can have it.
Like
but
$50,000 a night?
I have been to Atlantis, and I just had a regular old room, and everything's expensive. They got you on this little tiny island. Everything's expensive.
Some news you can use. Here comes more Blues Clues. Nickelodeon announced yesterday it is reviving its popular education series that involved the blue-spotted puppy named Blue. 22 episodes have been ordered, and filming will begin this summer. They said the TV show will have a refreshed signature look. They'll be having an open casting call for a new host in SoCal April 14th.
All right.
It was hosted by Steve Burns from 96 to 2002, and then Donovan Patton. So are the hosts old people?
No.
As in not children or children?
No, not children. The two last hosts were 25, 28, maybe somewhere in there. They wore pastel colors, sweaters with stripes, that kind of thing.
I'm looking at a guy who might make a great host.
Who?
You.
From that description, you've got me.
You've got a pastel coat on.
That's true. I do.
Powder blue suit coat.
$39 Chinese jacket.
It's a great looking coat.
Very proud of this jacket.
And you're wearing a cartoon alien riding a kitten shirt.
I didn't get this shirt from you.
No.
Oh. Yes, I am. Yesterday I had the cat underwear on, remember?
That was Paul's underwear.
She might be right about that.
Is that your underwear?
I think so.
Danny was wearing your underwear.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's true.
It is true. I know my underwear.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm
Paul,
obsessed with Paul's underwear.
What did you give Danny for Christmas last year?
I gave him underwear, but was it kitties? There were a couple of different pairs of underwear.
Why am I the only one who's paying attention to your underwear?
It was the Sistine Chapel with cats. Is that what you were wearing
One
yesterday?
cat. It's creation. So there's God.
Yeah.
And an orange cat's leaping at God. So I expect to be going into hell when God notices that's what I have on my package.
Did you? So because I didn't see. Apparently Sarah saw. Did you wear those yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, then you were in fact wearing my underwear.
Okay. I'm glad we
Let's take
had
a look
this
at
time.
sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Okay. Yesterday, Mariners spring
He is
training.
Danny.
The Mariners lost to the Rockies 3-2. Today, the Mariners
Turn it
will
around.
play Oakland at 5:40.
How many have we won?
Nah, not a lot.
So it's more than one because I thought it was one.
It's just spring training. I mean, the sad part is a bunch of people are hurt.
A lot of people are hurt. Okay, here's the good news, though. They're still keeping this under their hat, but word is Ichiro is supposed to show up at spring training today.
By the way, terrible job of keeping that under your hat. I've seen it everywhere.
Right?
It's the world's largest hat. That's a sombrero.
I keep telling everybody about Whiskey Rocks.
Yeah.
That I want everyone to come out and hang out with all of us, but I want to hang out with them, so I don't have to hang out with the two of you.
That's fair.
Tickets are on sale now, and they are not going to last, so get them now at whiskeyrocksnw.com. All joking aside, it is a fantastic event. You get to try whiskeys from all around the world, live music, food, us, and it's $65. Get you parking, entry, and 10 tastings of the whiskeys of your choice. Get those tickets now. Burger King has unleashed a spicy new sandwich with a spokesperson in Conor McGregor.
What?
They said he's the only person who can handle the heat.
Conor McGregor does not look like he eats Burger King.
Or anything else.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, he calls himself King a lot, so
Right.
they thought the tie-in would be Burger King, Conor McGregor chicken sandwiches.
All right. I don't mind it. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Would you like to be Colonel Sanders?
Yeah, sure. That job of being the wacky Colonel Sanders, you have to figure out
would
who
you
it is.
just like to be Colonel Sanders?
No, I believe he was a very angry, racist kind of guy.
No, but honestly, I was talking about the commercials.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
I
it be
do that.
fun?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
If Reba McEntire can do it, I can do it.
And you only have to do it for a couple of weeks.
Right.
It's not like you have to keep going back there.
Check, pocket your $100,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's start a campaign. Do they have a red hot?
They
something?
do in Nashville Hot.
Nashville Hot.
No, but it's like red hot because then Danny the ginger.
Oh, I get it.
So it's chicken sandwich with red hot, and then
Yeah.
Danny
No,
could be the
otherwise
spokesperson.
Reba would have been the spokesperson. I would
Oh,
think.
yeah. Good call there.
But she already is, so now she can't have that one. But you have to start one for Danny.
All right, we'll get Kentucky
yeah.
Fried Chicken, but
On the phone.
We'll get them to have Danny be the spokesperson only after we get them to invent a new kind of chicken.
Right.
Yes,
because
they
I have that
should.
power.
That's the problem. Tori, get on that.
Yeah.
In KFC.
If I had $1.
Oh man, KFC
Derek
Singapore.
says, "Don't I know?"
What is happening here?
Is that
Listen
not what
to
he
me.
said?
What's happening?
There is a KFC Red Hot, but it's
Oh.
in Singapore. KFC Red Hot Szechuan chicken.
Szechuan chicken.
Szechuan chicken.
So you just
Perfect.
got to go to Singapore and you can be the spokesperson.
I would
No, we
love to
just
go
have
to
to get
Singapore.
Burger King to start selling it here. The red hot Szechuan
I thought it was
chicken
Kentucky
sandwich.
Fried
I
Chicken.
thought it was Kentucky
Why are you
Fried
going to be the?
Chicken. What's
He's going to
happening
be
to
the
you?
Colonel Sanders of Burger King.
It's chicken, not toast that you're smelling.
No idea what's happening.
Man, I love
I thought it was
Fridays.
I know what that
soup.
means.
You thought it was onion soup?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
No, that's what comes out of your stomach when you've been shot.
Oh, okay.
In the stomach, not in the leg. Can anybody else hear those buttons pushing?
No, we're not on the air anymore.
Can we talk about Pizza Hut?
Yeah, I'll
let's.
be their advertiser guy too.
This week, Pizza Hut has revealed the Pie Tops 2 will be coming out. These are sneakers that feature Bluetooth technology that allows its wearers to order pizza by pressing a button on their shoes.
Okay, this sounds stupid.
But you want the
I
shoes
totally
so
want them
bad.
so bad.
It only sounds stupid because you're not wearing them right now.
You know what? I wanted the Back to the Future tennis shoes. They were
Yeah.
$700, and then they
Yeah.
never gave them to me.
Yep. Well, everybody and their grandmother wanted those. These two are going to be in high demand. They will only be selling 50. We do not know the price. They will not reveal it at this time. When it gets closer to the launch, they will. But you'll be able to bend over, and that little pump where you could.
Seems like a high price to
Yeah,
pay for
it's just a
bunch of
pizza.
tennis shoes, man. You bend over, and I'll send you a pizza.
You bend over, you squeeze.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
do?
Even Derek is looking at us and shaking his head.
It's the thing on the tongue.
Danny TV, YouTube, KZOK.com.
Yeah, what she said.
You gotta watch Sarah squeeze it.
And that was a mouthful, wasn't it,
I
Tori?
keep doing this motion. I'm squeezing it, and I don't know what I'm squeezing. It's not the tongue of a sneaker. Okay. Whew.
It's 9:14.
Brackets are right around the corner. NCAA tourney action. And once again, Warren Buffett says he will offer a perfect bracket. Let me see. This time around, it's going to be $2 million.
$2 million bucks.
It was $1 billion
Okay,
last
wait.
time.
Oh, yeah.
For the
No,
first
okay, I'm
time.
wrong. If you get to the Sweet 16, you get $1 million for life.
For
And-
life? Like
Yep.
every year?
From Warren Buffett.
Wow.
$1 million every year for life?
I just said that, Paul.
I know.
Why do you copy me?
I'm astonished.
Think of your own things to say.
All right,
Did you say $1 million for life?
So not for like a year or two, but for life.
For life, yeah.
That's
$1 million? dollars?
But yes, he is still doing the $1 billion, and that's with a perfect bracket. And your odds are 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Quintillion?
Yes.
Is that like 8 babies that look alike?
A perfect Sweet 16 has shorter odds. They said it has happened in history in the past, but it's highly unlikely.
You know, I don't trust this guy with such a serious gambling habit to manage my money.
And a crazy story making news this morning. A South African triathlete named Malengi Gwala is now in the hospital. He was training. So a triathlete, this guy is in insanely good shape.
Yeah, but is he faster than the lion that's chasing him?
It wasn't a lion, it was a human.
Oh, okay. I was going to say if it's a gazelle or something. I was just making this up. I didn't mean to jump on your story.
Now, this guy was on a training ride on his bicycle just before dawn. He was dragged off the road by 3 attackers who attempted to cut off his legs with a dull saw blade.
Is he a twin?
Is he a twin?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, they do that there. They cut off the arms of albinos to make a brew. I'm in Africa, aren't I?
Yeah.
You're actually in Seattle.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Yeah, no, they do other stuff. I bet they're trying to make some kind of brew.
I thought they thought that's how it makes you fast. Is if you get his legs, then you'll be really fast.
Same thing, but you got a potion, right?
Yeah.
All right. What happened?
No, I was doing like they would put his legs on their body.
Well, you're an idiot.
A transplant.
They tried to cut off his legs with a dull saw blade. He is a star athlete, and I'm guessing Tanya Harding myself.
Right, okay. So we're guessing. We don't know.
We have no idea.
In which case, I'm right.
It was a gazelle.
Absolutely.
They're making a potion because he's an albino twin.
No, they do. That's like a thing over there. Remember?
But he's not a twin.
Okay, is he an albino?
No.
Is he over 6'4"?
I don't think
Does
so.
he ride a bike with a jersey on?
Yes.
All right.
Why is the bike wearing a jersey?
Yeah, he's in New Jersey.
Yesterday, Gonzaga defeated BYU 74-54 and won the West Coast Conference Tournament. Tonight, UW plays the Oregon State. You know what's it's.
Danny, are you all right, man?
I went to throw a bottle at Derek because I didn't like his attitude. And it stuck to my finger and almost killed me.
Don't hurt yourself, bro. Be careful.
Okay.
Why are you throwing a bottle through a window at Derek?
Because if it wasn't through the window, it wouldn't hit him.
Of
Derek,
all days,
are you
today
okay,
is the
honey?
day to watch Danny
Oh,
TV.
yeah, no, I'm great. Danny's the one that's going to get injured here.
Oh, them's fighting words right
The
there.
bottle actually went behind me.
fight.
I threw for negative yards.
I'm just happy to find out you were throwing it at Derek because I thought for sure that bottle was coming at me.
No, Derek was looking disappointed in me, and I didn't like it.
All right, Danny TV at KZOK.com. And Tori, maybe you get some highlights and post them to Facebook.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, 'cause
this is
they're-
quality
they're-
television.
This is a bunch of highlights.
Must
Wow,
see.
when Derek and Tori are
TV.
both disappointed in us.
And right. It's a big problem.
That was your sports, I think.
Yeah, sure
Brought
it
to you
was.
by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. And I'm done.
I'll tell you who's not done, who's going to walk in this room and he's going to do a bunch of classic rock and roll because he's awesome that way. I call him the Silver Fox. You can call him Steve Slayton. You can call him Ray. It doesn't really matter because he's going to do it because he's just that kind of guy. We'll get out of his way.
Bye.
Bye.
This traffic report is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino on I-5 southbound at First Avenue in Seattle. You're going to see about a 30-minute delay as you make your way through that area. And on 518 westbound as you approach Highway 99, going to see some stop-and-go traffic through that area. The winter entertainment lineup at Snoqualmie Casino is out now. Enjoy live music from Enter the Haggis on March 17th and many more. Tickets are on sale now. Visit snowcasino.com. Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest casino. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.